So my friend, worst of the internet, who is here in the chat, made a video essay called Carly, The Truth Uncovered, okay? Now, what you'll know about Carly immediately is that she seems like she's developmentally disabled. And she is, okay? She is developmentally disabled. But, you know, one thing I have to say is she's very cute. She's got a very good personality, very bright personality. And, you know, she's just living her life, you know? We love a lady living her life, okay? No, I'm not covering the Bo Black stuff. I'm uninterested in being the first customer to somebody's OnlyFans, okay? I'm just not interested in doing that. And, yeah, I just, you know, I'm not interested in looking at that, okay? If you guys want to go be the first customers to that, go ahead. Be my guest, okay? But I'm really not into that, all right? So anyways, Carly, very, very nice lady, developmentally disabled, okay? I'm not going to go too hard on her. You know, just, it is what it is. She, you know, you'll see. Like, it's kind of like picking on a child, you know? Hi, Punished Clown Man. Yeah, fuck the Bo Blacks drama. Yeah, fuck Bo Blacks for taking my spotlight, okay? This is my stream back, okay? And I have beef with Bo Blacks. My only beef with Bo Blacks is that he couldn't have gotten his, you know, OnlyFans leaked like a day later or a day before. Like, come on, bro. You know? It's my stream back. This is my spotlight. I am the diva of the hour, okay? I am the diva of the hour. Why are you taking that away from me? What's going on? Anyways, it's basically what would happen if Amberlynn Reed was mentally disabled. Yeah, so, you know, she's not really the best looking lady. She's kind of on the, she's a chunky lady, okay? She's developmentally disabled. I can't be too mad at her. I think she's kind of cute, okay? Should I know anything about Carly before this? I'm basically telling you, okay? She's very, she doesn't bully anybody else. She just talks about herself and she does her whole little blogs and, you know, it seems like she wants to be one of those personality vloggers, okay? And you know, that's just what she, you know, like, it's like picking on a child. What this video really is about this old woman who has such an issue with Carly. And it is insane. This woman is 50 years old and is moaning about Carly. And it's like, woman, you are 50. Move on with your life. It's one woman on the internet who's developmentally disabled. Ah, dude. Don't ever let that... Oh my god, Punished Clown Man. Their OnlyFans took the spotlight from Stardust? What? Yeah, seriously. She just talks to people when they talk to her. Yeah. Girl world is mean to her. Hi, Stardust. Hi, Zano. Okay, so, Carly, The Truth Uncovered. We're gonna watch this, okay? And then we will get into more Frogan, Ethan stuff after, okay? Because there is, you know, there's some comedy clown show happening in the Ethan Hassanosphere, okay? So let's watch this together. How's Frogan still active online, Lamau? Because she keeps getting rewarded and she keeps getting enabled by her friends. And let me tell you, okay, I plan on going live on Wednesday before the premiere of my new video essay, okay? And I plan on at least making live appearances after. And look, I have more clips that I didn't use in that video. I have more things that I can say, but that video, we worked very hard on, okay? Hi, Madry Bread, how's it going? Madry Bread is another person who contributed to the video by lending his voice. Very grateful for it, so. Oh, SFO Raiders. Hey, SFO, thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well. Yes, Stardust returns. So, yes, the premiere of the Frogan video will be at 3:30 on Wednesday. I will be streaming right before. I will let you know the timing, but we will stream right before to go over the first Frogan video, and then I'll raid you guys into the premiere. And then I will either be making appearances or live streaming myself after. But yeah, there's more. There's more. There's more. There's so much more that I didn't use in the video, but I think the video itself is pretty banger, okay? Starts, are you an essayist or an essayist? Oh, Jesus. Nice one. You're gonna like the video or else. Yeah, if you don't like the video, I will show up in the middle of the night. Okay, we're gonna watch Carly, The Truth Uncovered. Once again, just to recap, Carly, developmentally disabled woman who just kind of wants to be a personality vlogger, it seems, you know? You know what I'm talking about, right? Personality vloggers, people just watch because of their personality, right? I wanted to be a personality streamer, like a variety streamer, personality streamer, but people told me that it's very hard to do that, so I'm doing video essays and streams now, okay? So, you know, you guys. Maybe I just don't have the personality for it. I don't know. Anyways, so recap, yes, Carly, developmentally disabled, just minding her business, just wants to be a personality vlogger or whatever the and this old woman is obsessed with her, and it's very funny, okay? Right now, we are watching Carly dance, okay? Thank you, SFO. Hope you're doing well. Oh, my YouTube channel icon will be changing, okay? I'm just letting you guys know. This is such a good edit. Oh. Yeah, follow me now. Follow me now. Try to. Side. If you don't wanna see me, don't show up. Don't come now. Don't stop caring. Tell me now. So yeah, she's just chilling and people are making fun of her, basically. Yeah, basically. Is she doing the edits? Because if she's developmentally disabled, this is really impressive. No, this was M60 who did this, I'm pretty sure. Away, you know how. Don't stop caring about me now. Tell me now.
Welcome to Worst of the Internet. This video is a comprehensive summary of Carly Link and the reaction channels that were covering her. This consists of many months of research that I did and the insane rabbit hole that I found at the bottom of this story. In order to explain this situation to you though, I first need to talk about Girl World.
Okay. This is a very good video, by the way.
Girl World is best described as a galaxy consisting of multiple adjacent solar systems, with the biggest star involved being Amberlynn Reed. For those of you that don't know who Amberlynn is, she's a 500-pound woman who's been on a perpetual 11-year weight loss journey. And as Kiwi Farms once put it, like any giant planet, she has a lot of orbiters. These orbiters consist of countless reaction channels, mostly women, who watch every video that Amberlynn uploads. They nitpick every statement that she makes.
I have my rings on, which people have been asking about them.
No, they haven't. Not a single person has asked you about your rings.
I got them from Amazon. This one in particular is about like self-love. So I was like,
oh my God, you bought a ring that's a heart and it's about self-love. Aww. I hear one more person talk to me about self-love. All right, tell me about the rest of your trash rings.
that's so sweet. And then I got this one. They're like all just from a pack. Earrings or necklace is from Tor.
And then they often get
Why
really
is she
angry.
so mad? Yeah, no. I think that's the point of this video is like M60 is like, okay, there's some people who deserve criticism, right? And I think when I go out of my way to criticize somebody, I work very hard on making sure that the criticism is constructive, but also brutal, right? And this just seems to be nitpicking, right?
Over the most minute details.
Show you just because I feel like self-conscious to do so. But I
Cap. Someone who exploits the way they look as often as Amber exploits the way she looks does not feel self-conscious about showing us. She's just not doing it.
So I am willing, if my supporters want to see more of like the exercises I am doing. She said that she does want me to continue to exercise 2 times a week.
Intentional or not, these reaction channels often twist the drama into a much bigger situation than it ever was in the first place. As an example, let's talk about Cakegate. Now, I won't dive too much into this situation, but to make a long story short, in April of 2023, Amberlynn did a video showing things that she got from her P.O. box. And then this happened.
So all of these.
Yeah, I don't like your new jewelry. KYS seems a little much. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And this is, you know.
Hello, the
pile
locales
that
are
I
multiplying
go
it.
through.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, a lot of these people reacting to this stuff they're the lolcows. It's not even Amberlynn at this point. I'm sure that there are plenty of things to criticize Amberlynn for, but like her costume jewelry, come on, dude. I'm wearing costume jewelry right now. You know, it's not that big of a deal. Whatever, you know?
Slowly, and I enjoy it, and it's something that I really enjoy doing with you guys, and I appreciate everything you guys send me, the letters, etc. But I didn't want this to get like moldy right next to my office desk, so I had to open. And it's like, this is where it's like, there's funny trolling, like lighthearted trolling, and then there's just downright like abuse. Like this.
Stardust wearing costume jewelry, Minecraft Lamau. Yeah, I used to wear real pearls, but I wear costume now because who the cares? I'm not gonna risk like damaging real pearls when I can just wear fake ones that look just as good on camera. Okay?
It's like sending alcohol to an alcoholic or sending heroin to a heroin addict. People say all the time, you're not bullied. Why can't you just take constructive criticism? Why can't you just deal with it? Take the heat or get out of the kitchen. Am I right? That is what I hear all the time. But there comes a time where it's like, you guys, I'm not the problem.
So basically, she's been trying to lose weight. Yeah, and we can see that she's a big lady, very big lady, okay? And people are sending her cakes and pies and whatever, which is like, you know, don't send her cakes and pies, send me cakes and pies. Hello? But anyways.
Some of you are. And yeah, I'm getting mad because it's like I try to do something nice. And I know people can say, why are you showing this? It's to show you guys that this is the shit that I deal with outside of the camera. You guys won't even believe the shit that I have to deal with. And it's just part of the problem.
I mean, it's a little bit much, I'll say. Oh, you won't believe what I have to deal with, but it's a little, I think it's a little bit over dramatic, but I can see why she's frustrated, you know?
So, you know, this is what happens when my YouTube channel 7-8 years ago ends up on a fat shaming website and all of you guys decide to come follow me. This is what happens. Fat shaming isn't real. What do you mean it's fat phobia? It's constructive criticism. What is that? You're sending alcohol to an alcoholic. So
they want her to be fat, that's for sure.
Sitting next to Trump.
I will say that all these people who are like A-logging her and like hating on her for being fat and then sending her cakes and pies, you want her to be fat. You want her to be fat because it makes you feel better about yourself, okay? So,
in hell.
Girl World immediately descended on Amberlynn, and they asserted that the cake was sent to her in good faith. They called her ungrateful.
It's true. It's crazy to call someone fat in a mad way and then encourage them to get fatter. Yeah, it is. It's weird. What's going on? Okay.
For rejecting it. However, to further complicate the situation, other people started implying that Amberlynn was attacking the company that made the cake. In my opinion, it was pretty obvious that she was attacking the person that sent it to her and not the company. Nevertheless, the reaction channels decided to look up the company that the cake was sent from, and the community at large apparently spammed the company with emails and reviews and tweets telling them that Amberlynn was trashing their company. Some channels even decided to order cake from the company just to milk more content out of the situation. Amberlynn ended up feeling bad, and she eventually reached out to the company, and she ended up ordering food from them and then donated it to a food bank.
So after I uploaded that clip and people were speaking about it, people were coming for me saying how horrible and rude I was. Like, how could I do that to a company? They were just trying to be nice to send me something. I was like, what is happening? So many people were thinking that I was dissing a company who was sending that to me just so I could show it in my video, when I was trying to explain that no, this was sent in malice. But then I started feeling, for the lack of a better term, gaslit into thinking, oh my God, like, are these people right? Like, was it the company who sent this to me? In my gut, I didn't think so. But like, I was afraid. I didn't want the company to have like this added stress around their company, obviously, around their business. Like, I felt horrible. So I ended up contacting them and I sent them this message where I could just get a final answer, because if it was them who sent it to me, I wanted to fix this. But they ended up replying saying that no, it was not them.
Oh, that's good at least.
Which I did not think it was. So I ended up responding as well, saying how I felt bad because people were like going to their pages and like leaving Google reviews about me, just like kind of crazy things. Like, this like got bigger than I thought it was gonna be. So I felt super bad for the company, while my video about the fat shaming wasn't about the company. It was about the person who sent me food. Now that this company was involved, like, I started feeling horrible. So when they told me, no, it wasn't us who sent that to you, I just felt horrible. So I told them that I'm gonna order from them, and what I do end up ordering, I am going to donate to the homeless shelter. So moral of the story is, no, it wasn't the company sending me food. Someone did it out of malice.
Now, this isn't to excuse Amberlynn's behavior here. She was being petty, but one of two things is true here. Either, number one, Amberlynn is stupid, and she thought that this would be a good idea to keep this clip in the video and try to tell people not to do this to her. Now, Amberlynn has been doing this for 11 years. I think she's smart enough to know that if you tell trolls on the internet not to do something, then you're going to make it a lot worse. And I'm sure plenty of people have sent food to her P.O. box since then, which leads me to possibility number two. Amberlynn is trolling, which honestly would be hilarious. Not only because every reaction channel fell for it, but the drama increased all the views on her channel, and they likely ensured that Amberlynn's receiving a constant stream of junk food straight to her mailbox.
Pretty
funny,
funny, actually.
To me like a total W for Amberlynn Reed here. But
that is actually very funny and Giga Chad.
Let's say that 500-pound Amber graciously accepted the cake, showed it, thanked the sender, and ate it. I feel like the reaction channels wouldn't think that that was sent to her in good faith anymore. I think that they would think that Amber was horrible for eating the cake and that the sender did it as a troll. In fact, you know what I think they'd say?
You're sending alcohol to an alcoholic.
Ooh.
So
true.
I hope you have fun sitting next to Trump in hell.
So yeah, damned if you do, damned if you don't. The other massive solar system in Girl World is Foodie Beauty, but the central theme is a fat woman, preferably on a failing weight loss journey, who says and does problematic things on a regular basis. I'll link a video in the description to a more in-depth video on Girl World by Cecil McFly, but all you need to know is that YouTube is littered with hundreds, if not thousands, of channels dedicated to this girl-on-girl drama. But from
do you watch Jordy's streams? I do not know who Jordy is now. There are a lot of people with the name Stardust, so.
Time to time, these two main girls get boring, and the community often looks for new solar systems to colonize. Enter Carly Link.
Oh, here's Carly.
So one day I was watching this girl who's unnecessarily angry with Amberlynn, and the gods of the YouTube algorithm recommended a new video to me. The voice of the reactor seemed really elderly and frail, but she also seemed to be at the girl.
True, this is so true. Oh man, wait till you guys hear this old woman. Oh my goodness.
Girl she was watching. She would regularly pause the video to say things like this.
It's none of your business what I do. Worry about yourself. If you don't want people talking about you, stop talking about me. You're telling everybody on your channel that you're done talking about me, but you still do. I'm not doing anything to anyone to hurt anybody.
Carly, you are just a monster. Period. You're a bully. You're disgusting. You have no concern for another human being whatsoever. You make me sick, Carly. You literally make me sick.
So I decided to explore this old woman's channel, and when she wasn't throwing insults out
Dude, I love calling this lady an old woman. It is so funny.
Carly, she was telling these really weird overshare stories about herself, somehow power leveling on her own disabilities, being
Oh my god, this part is so good. It's so good. I think I have to go full react. Wait, just a second. React. How do I do full screen react? This? Where's my camera? There. Okay. All right. Wait, I know I should have left it the way it was before. Oh well. Okay. We're doing it this way. Disgusting. Please like the stream. Disability maxing. Yeah. Oh my god. Give super chats / memberships if you're cool. Yeah. Consider subscribing to the Patreon. Remember, patreon.com/Stardust exclusive. Those who are already members of the Patreon already saw one of the clips from my newest YouTube essay, my newest video essay. So that is one thing that you are missing out on by not being a member of the Patreon. I will also be doing live streams soon on Patreon. So
worse than Carly's and often working herself up to the point of tears.
I was diagnosed about a year ago. No, not a year ago. About 3 years ago that I have PSTD, or is it PTSD disorder. I have bad depression, bad anxiety, and bad panic attacks. I have bad asthma on top of it.
Again, maybe next time you listen to Samantha telling about her friend or sister or whatever it was, explaining her PTSD, maybe do a little bit more research before you start claiming you have it, because you can't even get it right. It's PTSD, and it's not PTSD disorder. The D is disorder, Carly, and this is the first time you've ever talked about it. And depression, first time you've ever talked about it. So you are so sickening and such a liar. The asthma, yeah, you've told that in almost every...
Does she have to like moan and bitch every second of her life about having PTSD for it to be valid? So, you know, I'm sorry. Some people decide to not make that their entire lives. Some people actively work to make sure that their mental illness doesn't dominate their entire lives. Holy
video.
Thank you.
But PTSD and depression, you make me sick. You really, really make me sick, because you have no idea what it's like to have it. No idea.
And this woman has no idea what she's talking about. Who is this woman? Does this woman get views? This old lady? Worst of the internet. Please tell me. Does this lady get views when she goes live? Are you serious? Like, oh, you don't talk about, this is the first time you've talked about it. You don't have it. Excuse me, bitch. It's a special case of oppression reaction videos. Oh yeah. This is it. If you're looking for an ultimate victim, this old woman commenting on her, this is it. This old woman is the soyest, most woe is me I have ever heard of.
Maybe instead of PTSD, Carly, you can steal mine. I have CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder.
This is like dunking into a waste paper basket in front of a toddler and then shouting at a baby for having made a mess. Oh, dude.
I get angry. I have a hard time controlling my emotions. I'm not very trusting of a lot of people. Maybe you could start stealing that too. Or my major depression. Do you want that? You think like it's so cool to say you have these things because you hear someone else has it and you have no idea what it is. But now all of a sudden you were diagnosed with it. You are so gross. You never started saying, and it's PTSD, Carly, post-traumatic stress disorder. And I've never heard you ever.
Is she about to start crying? Is she crying? Are you kidding me?
I've never heard you say that until Samantha started talking about it about a week ago, a few days ago, whatever it was. And for you to sit there and say that you have that in depression, and it's like, it sucks, it's no big deal.
Dude.
You don't have it.
Wow.
You have no idea what it's like to have it.
When I found Carly's channel, her name was It's Pamela Daring, which was a misspelling of the word darling, and she couldn't change it for another 14 days. This was actually my favorite name.
That's so funny. It's Pamela Daring. The woman who is daring to... What is she daring to? She's just daring to be sad on the internet and cry over a developmentally disabled woman talking about her own PTSD. Wow. Wow.
Because I like the sound of the name Pamela Daring. But anyway, Carly has had quite a few usernames, as over the course of only a couple years, she's gone by Callie Board, Alexis Board, Natalie Alexis, it's Pamela Daring, Pamela Ann, Pam, Serenity.
What? Okay, one thing that also confuses me. Why do all the people in this sphere constantly change their name? Like, I feel like changing your name is such a big thing. I was considering it, and I'm still considering it. And I've been considering it for like over a year, maybe a year and a half now. Why is changing your, like, to them, it's nothing. It's your name, bro. That's how people address you. The old lady's name is Pretty Little Lies. Of course it is. Of course it is.
Faith, Chelsea Rose, Cassie Boo, Cassandra Snark, Cassandra Sky, Once Upon a Fairy Tale, Life with Kaz, That Girl Haley Hart, Leah Gracie, Crazed Bree 84, Paisley Marie, Whitney Ann, Simply Whitney, Unique Morgan, CCB, Miss Clarissa, Annabella, and Brianna Ann, and probably a hell of a lot more that I'm missing here. For whatever reason, Carly decides to change her username to something completely different every 2 weeks. Carly is 39 years old and she lives with her fiance Freddie and her cat Paris. She also has a teenage daughter that lives with Carly's mother. Carly is mostly known for singing and dancing on her TikTok channel.
Ooh, ooh, I would hold you in my arms. Always take the pain away. Thank you for all you've done. Forgive me all your mistakes.
And her YouTube channel mostly focuses on just random women things. Shopping hauls, vlogs, cooking videos, unboxings, oh, and cat videos. Carly loves to post shorts of her cat Paris. However, the majority of her content usually ends up getting overshadowed by what she's probably best known for, which is this back and forth drama between Carly and her mini hater nation.
I'm tired of being called disgusting. I'm tired of being called all these names on YouTube. It's annoying and it's really hurtful. And I'm not going to say any names. I'm not a disgusting person, okay? Keep making videos about me. I don't care anymore. Like, I really don't care. I'm going to move on with my life and do better. Go ahead and go live about me. Go make videos. Go do whatever you want. It's not going to stop me from doing what I love.
I think Carly was always just trying to find her place on the internet, and these people made it near impossible. Yeah. And you know, the internet's for everybody, right? Wait, are you saying the Pretty Little Lies is the old lady? Because I know Carly changes her name a lot too, but I figured that's to be expected from somebody like Carly, you know? Anyways, I view Carly in a similar way, worse to the internet. I think if I were going to categorize her in a specific category, I would say she probably, she just seems like somebody who wanted to be a personality vlogger, you know? Somebody who people like their personality and they want to view their vlogs. And that's it. And she wants to share her life with people and have friends and that, you know, that kind of thing. That's how I view Carly, right? But yeah, I think people like that old lady, that mean old lady, really have made it very hard for her, you know? It was just Carly that changes her name all the time. The old lady has the same name, Pretty Little Lies. Oh, okay. I see. I view her as Miranda Cosgrove. Yeah, she wanted to be Miranda Cosgrove, basically, yeah. Isn't this the same woman who does mukbang videos? No, I don't think Carly does mukbangs, does she? Worst of the internet knows all the answers to your questions, if you have any about Carly, okay? I think Carly is very, very innocent, a very innocent lady with some developmental disorders. And, oh, I didn't realize Pamela Daring then was Carly. I see. Okay. So I was wrong to make fun of that. But yeah, look, yeah, I just view her as like, she's relatively innocent. She hasn't done anything wrong to anybody. She just wants to exist on the internet, you know? That is Frogan, the terrorist mukbanger. True. I got a ghost star, but good luck with the stream. Also, y'all better like the stream. Also, bye, chat. Bye, Zach. Guys, please like the stream.
And YouTube is not taking me down. So whoever you are saying that I'm a disgusting person, saying that I don't belong on YouTube, keep saying that. I am not going anywhere. And just for the FYI, YouTube told me they're not taking me down and I have no violations. I just talked to them.
Man, this is a crazy weekend for drama. I only know about the Bo Blacks leaks, and I'm not interested in going over them unless there's something else going on, you know?
But if you want to keep calling me names, that's not very nice. It hurts people's feelings.
Carly has an intellectual disability. What this disability is, I don't know, and I'm not totally sure that she does either. This is an area of mass speculation, and most things that Carly says probably should be taken with a grain of salt. I don't think she's maliciously lying, but from what I've observed, I think she just often regurgitates things that she hears around her. Based on her own videos, it seems like she's trying to WebMD a personal diagnosis.
And I have PSTD.
There's no doubt about her having a mental, intellectual disability here, right? Like, there's no doubt about it. And, you know, I have no reason to make fun of this person.
I have brain damage. I have memory loss. I have a diagnosis called Fragile X.
To further
Fragile
complicate
X.
things, the community
I've known people with Fragile X. That's also,
would
yeah,
widely speculate
something.
about her diagnosis, and then that would result in people talking about how they think she had something called Fragile X. So Carly starts saying that she has that. Once she starts saying this, now the reaction channels call her a liar and then speculate that she has fetal alcohol syndrome.
Why would they lie about why would Carly lie about that? Two, how are they the ones to be able to even tell something like that? Are they doctors? Did they ask for documentation? What is going on here?
Well, let me ask you this, Miss Carly, even though I have already said it in this video earlier. Now that you're coming up with this Fragile X,
Fragile X
where's your
bullshit.
proof?
Oh, okay.
There is only one blood test right now that can tell whether a person has Fragile X. So when were you given that blood test? I'd love to know, and I want to see proof.
You know, I've known people who have Fragile X, and I don't know how long this blood test has been around for, but you know, I've known people who've had it and they've been diagnosed with it for like decades, you know? So
Because somebody mentioned this to you.
and she's not using this as like a way to get money or anything like that, from at least in my opinion. It doesn't seem like she's using these. She's just talking about her experience, you know? So she's trying to do polycythemia nutto, this chick. Yeah. And I don't think she's used the Fragile X as an excuse for anything either.
You looked it up, but you don't have any of the features. Flat feet. Okay. There's a lot of people in the world that have flat feet, Carly.
I'd say Boogie is a very different case from Carly, because Boogie is all there intellectually, okay? Carly is not all there intellectually. And Boogie has lied about many things in his past. This is literally just picking on, again, you're picking on somebody who is intellectually disabled. This person would have been in a special ed class, you know? They would not have been with the rest of the kids in the high school.
There's a lot more to it than just your appearance.
And I don't know about you guys, but when I was in high school, we didn't pick on the kids in that class, okay? We didn't pick on we generally stayed away. You know, there are some assholes who would, like, provoke things, but, like, for the most part, like, you know, maybe I just went to, you know, I was around mature people, but we didn't f with people like that, you know? So
If you want my honest opinion, and I'm not a doctor,
I count Joshua.
I believe you have fetal alcohol syndrome. The way your facial features are and the intellectual disability.
I'll tell you who has fetal alcohol syndrome. The female lady who idolized those Nazis who shot up a school recently, that lady, the 16-year-old, she had fetal alcohol syndrome.
I believe you have fetal alcohol.
Right? I would have been bullied for bullying the special ed kids. Yeah, that would have been, it would have, the people would get, you would get with if you even tried something like that at my school, you know? And my school was not like, it was not like a soft school, okay? It was a large school. We had nearly 3,000 people at my high school, okay? Because they bust in a lot of people from other areas. The school was a good school, but also because they bust in people from other areas, there are some rougher parts of the population as well. And nobody picked on, like, the kids in the special ed classes or part of the special ed programs. Like, you would have been beaten the up if you did something like that. And my school was not a soft school, okay? We had multiple bomb threats every single year that I was at my high school. We had when I was a freshman in high school, one of the other freshmen stabbed a girl from another school And that girl ended up dying. When I was a sophomore, I'm pretty sure a guy stabbed somebody in my school and then ran off into the woods. There was another knifing incident when I was in 11th grade. And I remember that I was walking to class and then I saw a bunch of girls running away from one hallway crying. And I thought, oh, okay, I'm not going to look down there because I already saw drops of blood. And I was like, I'm not looking that way. I'm going to keep walking. You know, there were fights every day at lunch. And I would always hear security like yelling at each other over the walkie-talkies and see a whole bunch of them running to break up a fight. Like, it was not, you know, but we still did not pick on the special ed kids, okay? We did not pick on the special ed kids. Hi, Jaleo.
Alcohol syndrome. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. But you want to sit and claim this fragile X. Show me where you had the blood test done. That's all I want to see.
She doesn't owe
And I
you
can
shit,
tell
you old lady.
1,000%.
This
if
old
it's not
bitch. This old bitch. I'm calling her it. I'm calling her an old bitch. That's what it is. This old bitch, okay? It feels so entitled. So entitled. By the way, guys, I hope you like the new channel icon. This old, decrepit bitch feels so entitled for this woman's paperwork. Wow.
If that's a real blood test, please show me the proof. You know why you won't ever be able to? Because you're a liar. You have and probably always will be a pathological liar.
She also usually tells a story about having a severe fever at a young age, which triggered a seizure and left her with brain damage.
When I was a baby,
Get your kids vaccinated, by the way, please.
I was born normally, and when I was about 2 to 3.5 years old, I had a seizure, and my fever went up to like 104, 105, and I got put in the hospital and almost died. And they told me I would have brain damage, I would have an intellectual disability, and I had to learn to walk, talk, and eat again on my own.
Now, I'm not a doctor,
Damn.
but it's pretty obvious that Carly has something, and a specific.
That's up. And yeah, no wonder if she had some sort of seizure that did all of that to her, and then she had to relearn everything. Yeah, no wonder she's developmentally disabled. Are you kidding me? Welcome back, Star. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, show your medical records on stream. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Specific diagnosis isn't really that important here. It's just worth understanding.
If I caught her talking about me like that, I'd have a vid saying, I don't need to show your old dried up pussy. Man, I try not to go for other women's private parts, but like, I will call her an old bitch because that's what she is. She's an old, decrepit, unhappy bitch who has to make everybody else around her unhappy. I've met people like that before.
Understanding that we're talking about a woman who very clearly has a stunted mental development. So let's introduce Carly's haters. This video is going to primarily focus on 3 of these channels: Pretty Little Lies, Malice Black, and Queen of Karma. However, let's discuss these other 3 first because they will become relevant in later discussions. First, Emma666. At this time, Emma would regularly screen record every single video that Carly would upload and then re-upload it to an archive channel. For some reason, this community seems to think that archiving is a fair use excuse to violate other people's copyrights. I'm not going to get into that debate, but just trust me, it's not fair use at all. Anyway, Emma would record every single video that Carly made and then disseminate the videos to other reaction channels and then go to everybody's live streams to post their donation links and promote their channels so that Carly would continue to get more videos made on her. Hatman is Emma's boyfriend. He's incredibly uninteresting and he looks like he might be dying of something, but the main thing to know is that he goes live, says a bunch of slurs, and calls Carly the R word. Similarly, Chad, and I'm not reading the rest of that, it's too many syllables, also regularly just goes live to call Carly the R word. Although he looks more like Peter Dinklage had sex with a hammerhead shark.
No, but what she just said, she was like, she goes, I'll do a show if you guys donate. And what I was going to say is, like, even if I wasn't getting donations off of shows, it's still so much fun to have you guys come out here to support me and watch me make fun of this retard.
Moving on to the main reactors in this story, first off is Malice Black. Now, as you'll see, Malice gets way too involved in Carly's life, but a brief backstory. Malice was originally doing reactions to Foodie Beauty. For whatever reason, she decided to go on Kiwi Farms and ask them if they could give her information on somebody that was related to Foodie Beauty, and they told her to off and posted links to all of her social media, which included some salacious Tumblr posts about being in a DDLG relationship and posts where she discussed needing to create a spell book in order to claim religious asylum so
The Ghost Star, I'll catch the rest later. Nice to see you back. Bye. Hey, have a good one.
that she could immigrate from South Africa to New Zealand. Now, I'm no immigration attorney and neither is Kiwi Farms, but that kind of sounds like immigration fraud. Next up is Queen of Karma. Now, Queen of Karma is actually more of a footnote in this story, but everything she did seemed to act as a catalyst for how the other reactors acted. Queen of Karma, or Beth, also used to go by the name Queen of Spade until she found out what that meant. She's notorious for going from one community to the next, stirring up drama from nothing, and then adding them to her list of people that she hates. This is a chart that one of her haters made, demonstrating how infamous she is across YouTube. I'm gonna link the 3.5-hour backstory from I'm Sorta Kinda Bored called Queen of Spade, the Infinite Victim. It's a
Man, all
really
these
well
people are
produced, it talks about Beth's pattern of behavior. However, I can only speak to what I saw, and that was her actions with Carly. Initially, Queen of Karma released a video called Carly vs. Sam, Are They Lolcows? Which, in my opinion, was a pretty good assessment of what was going on in this community. The thing is, when Carly sees someone being supportive of her, she usually ends up asking them to make a video about the other reaction channels, and she did this to Beth apparently enough times that it sent Beth into a tailspin, and she spent the next 2 months dedicating her channel to joining the hate train and trashing Carly.
When
Yeah.
I first came across Carly, she came into my chat. I had friends of mine reach out to her and we told her we would support her, we would help her. And then she came into my chat. She wanted me to mod her. We all know I don't just go around modding people. And then under all of my videos, she was leaving me comments saying, can you please go and do a video about Malice and do a video about Green Fairy and do a video about this person. And that is the only contact I have ever had with Carly.
Seriously, I don't understand why she couldn't just block her and move on, but whatever.
True.
And finally, we have Pretty Little Lies. Pretty Little Lies is the old woman that I've already shown to you. Pretty Little Lies does not have much.
I just love that anytime like Worst of the Internet was working on this video, I would refer to this as the old woman. And Worst of the Internet is also referring to her as the old woman. Who is that old woman again? Who is that old woman? Who's the old bitching woman?
Of a backstory on YouTube, because it appears that the only reason that she even started a YouTube channel in the first place was to harass Carly. But let me just leave this clip
That's wild. She started her YouTube just to harass Carly. Wow. What a demented old bitch.
right here.
If you truly are a good person, you need to stop covering me.
Let me just say this. You, I will not stop
She's
covering
so
you.
old.
And after doing this
She
video
is.
with your little
She sounds old. Like, okay, apparently she posts pics where she's like bragging about how good she looks. Like, bitch, you might look, I don't know what filters you use, okay? You might look good with all of your filters and TikTok filters and, you know, whatever else you use, okay? But we can hear your voice and you can't disguise that. We know how old you are by your voice, okay? You sound like an old woman, okay? You sound like an old, miserable woman whose only aim in life is to make everyone around her miserable, okay? And you know what people don't like? They don't like old bitches whose only purpose in life is to make everybody around them miserable. My goodness.
quote unquote threats. Bitch, I'm gonna go in even harder
I've seen her unfiltered. It's scary. It's so funny.
on you. I will cover every
Look, I will say no filters here, okay? But I did put makeup on, okay? And look, I'm not gonna hide that I'm aging, okay? If I could afford Botox, I would get it, okay? Don't get me wrong, but you know, it is what it is, you know? So yeah.
thing you do And as far as not knowing who I am,
Also, you know, the makeup is actually relatively minimal for in comparison to what other YouTubers do and stuff, you know. So, miss me, cutie. I did miss you, Ina. Welcome.
duh, you will never know who you wouldn't even be able to pronounce my first or last name anyway. But you will never know who I am. You will never know the city or state I live in. Not a damn thing. It's the internet. There's a lot of weird, creepy ass people out there. And I'm not stupid. I don't put out my information. And besides, I've never, not once in my entire life, been in trouble with the law. There's nothing on me. So,
I mean,
I'm
good
not
for
dumb.
you. Good for who cares? Has Carly been in trouble with the law?
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to age well. To run down this drama, I'm going to go over a series of accusations that usually get said about Carly and address them one at a time. The crux of this drama all seems to center around...
You know what's really funny to me is, like, whenever I'm getting attacked by, like, racists who insist that, like, they're better than me, or insist that they're, like, I don't know, that I'm, like, garbage and that my lineage is garbage. It's always by people, I'm pretty sure the majority of the people who do that have some sort of criminal record and are not nearly as educated as I am, you know? And that's not a flex on anybody, right? Like, we're all dealt the cards we're dealt in life, right? Not everybody has the opportunities afforded to each other, you know, afforded to others, right? That allow them to go and do those things. But it's like so wild to me. Like, what makes people think that I'm like so inherently worth less when I feel like I've worked pretty hard to prove that I am a decent person. I don't know, but
one main accusation.
And that is where the problem lies, Carly. If you're happy being mean to people, bullying people, making others cry, saying nasty things to people, including being nasty to your mods, your own subscribers, if you're happy with that, that's a problem. Carly, don't make me post the mountains of receipts that are out there.
what
You
receipts?
going after a mom with a disabled child, attacking her. You going after a woman that's disabled, going after women who can't have children, laughing and mocking them, going after your mods. Don't make me post all the receipts that are out there. You're disgusting.
So this consists of multiple sub-accusations that will make up the bulk of this video, but I'll try to give a brief summary
Good
of how this
evening,
all came
McAd.
to be, because there's not a ton of information surrounding the initial event. But back in mid-2022, Carly attacked a mother who has a nonverbal, autistic, and Down syndrome child. This was the main thing that was always brought up about her, but in an almost robotic way. For example, here's Malice Black talking about it.
What did happen was that you went after a mute, right, nonverbal, autistic child with Down syndrome, said that your disabilities were worse than hers, and attacked her mother. And
Is that
people
what she
started
really
calling
said?
you out for it.
Is that what she really said? Worse than the internet? I would love to know if that's what she really
That's how
said.
this started.
And here's Pretty Little Lies talking about it again.
You've attacked a lot of different disabilities, even a child or a minor who had Down syndrome, autism, and nonverbal. Remember that, Carly? Comparing her disability with yours, saying what you have with just an intellectual disability was way worse than hers.
Now, for full disclosure, here's the evidence that they want you to see about this.
I have a non-lectual disability myself. I have ADHD, ADD, OCD. I have a worse disability than Autumn. Her mom got really aggressive and said, "How do you know that you're worse than Autumn?" But I have a lot more disabilities than Autumn. All she has is Down syndrome, nonverbal, and autism. That's it. I have a lot more disability than she does. I wasn't being rude. I was just explaining my disabilities. So if you guys don't like me,
Okay, let's say, look, I'll just say, like, probably not a good look to be comparing disabilities and saying who's worse or who isn't, right? But at the same time, Carly is, like, again, she's intellectually disabled. Do you really expect her to have that, like, awareness to know that that is awareness and what is the word where you think ahead? Foresight to know that that is going to be a really really, you know, kind of like you know, thing to say. I don't know, but
You can leave. Goodbye. Bye. I have a learning disability too, and I'm special needs also. So what if I compare my disability? Get out. I'm not even doing anything wrong. It's freedom of speech.
it is freedom of speech. Sure, it is. Yeah, yeah. You can't expect that level of nuance. You can't. No.
Say what you want to anyone's comment, like you guys are doing right now. It's not like I'm doing anything wrong. I didn't attack Autumn's mom.
You kind of have to read behind the lines too. I don't point it out, but Carly is saying she has 5 disabilities and Autumn only has 3. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, like on one end, okay, I see what she's saying. I have more disabilities than Autumn does, and on the other end, I can still see how it's kind of cringe. But also, she's intellectually disabled, and I don't really expect her to have the foresight, and like the social knowledge and like instinct to know that that's not going to go over well, you know?
It's freedom of speech, like you guys are doing right now. I'm allowed to say what I want on anyone's live or anyone's comment.
Now, we'll come back to this claim a little bit later, but this caused another YouTuber, Grizz Green Girl, also known as Samantha, to call out Carly. Samantha also has her own disabilities, and she often gets really emotional at small amounts of criticism.
I won't, you know, show myself if I'm, you know, if you don't like me dipping at all. Plain and simple.
By the way, OCD is no joke.
But like I said, you don't need to address what I do on Reddit. You're the only one. You and Carly both are the only two who have a problem with it. I'm gonna shut up because my thoughts, whatever.
Wherewithal, okay.
Whatever. You sit there and say, "Oh, Sam, your hair looks horrible." Blah blah blah. At least my hair doesn't look like yours. At least my hair looks good.
What does hair have to do with
don't
this?
Know how to dye your hair at all. The back of your head looks like just saying.
Because of this, the back and forth that took place
Sorry.
was like a war zone. From this point on, Carly and Samantha were mutual arch enemies. Carly would make a video or go live responding to Samantha, then Samantha would respond back.
And I hope they stalk you. And I
Wow.
hope that they cover you for what you did. Because that was the lowest of the low. How dare you talk to me like that? You said my niece's name
This is
in your
it.
live. You talked
This is
about
a
my
clown
family.
show. This is a
You
clown
talked
show,
about my
guys.
daughter, so I have every right. You brought up my fiance,
Oh, she has a daughter?
my niece and nephews. So don't talk about mine if you want me talking about yours.
You think for 1 second that just because I deleted my channel, I still don't watch Malice, Hatman, Chad, or Emma? I do. I keep track. You bought more subs.
Oh, what is this buying
No,
the
I didn't
subs
fucking
thing?
buy subs.
Dude, is there a
Nobody
way that I
said
can get...
It was you.
Is there a way I can get the old woman's attention? Does she have a Twitter? Does anybody know if the old woman has a Twitter, or if I can at her on YouTube or something? I want to at the old lady, and you know, see if she is around. Someone tell girl to adjust the webcam. True. We can only see her forehead here. It's true. Actually true. Can we at the old lady, the old bitch, the moaning old bitch? What? Can we get her? Can we get her here? Can somebody let her know? Oh, Stardust is reacting to you or something? I don't know.
You who, ran me off of YouTube. Nobody said that at all. I got off YouTube because I was under a lot of pressure with in real life. It had nothing to do with you. Get over yourself.
At some point, the reaction channels started to join in, and they did so almost exclusively to defend Samantha, despite the fact that neither one of them would let this go. Once there was about 5 or so channels making regular videos about Carly, this drama turned into a daily
Look, if we want to
soap
get into a bitch off, I'll get into a bitch off with this old moaning bitch, okay? I will do it. Reverse Batman trick showing only the top is true. That's so up, but it's so true. She's just on YouTube. She's still around, just covering a literal crackhead now. I wonder if I tag her in the description, she'll get a notification for it.
Additionally, like Samantha...
Or is she live right now? If she's live right now, somebody should go and at her and be like, hey, Stardust is watching you. Stardust is reacting to you.
Carly doesn't take criticism well, if you can't tell. And she has a bad habit of looking herself up to see if anybody's talking about her on YouTube or
Yeah,
Reddit.
Carly does.
So when the
Carly got to
reaction
stop doing
channels
that.
started covering every time that Carly
My
would address
advice.
the drama, Carly would then make a point of making a
My advice to Carly is start setting boundaries. If you don't want to interact with these people or even know what they're saying about you, because you shouldn't want to know what they're saying about you, tell all your friends, tell your followers, hey, I don't want to even engage with this. Like, it's just a waste of my time and it's a waste of your time. And tell them, look, I don't want to talk about these people. I don't want to know what they're saying about me. You know? If you're that sensitive to it, right? And then if people keep trying to bring stuff up, just block them. You know, she doesn't go live. She just uploads. Damn. I got to find a way to talk to her live because I want to talk to this old moaning bitch, you know?
another video attacking the reaction channels. The reactors would then use that to validate that argument that she's a bully. And then Carly would then make a video to explain herself and tell them to stop talking about her, and the cycle would continue.
Your posting videos about me has nothing to do with you. Your name's not in it. I'm not talking about you. So please leave me alone. I want to vent out and talk because I'm getting really tired of the hate going on. I'm getting really tired of it. You know, why do you want to be a bully like every other bully? You could move on and just do videos about you. Stop impersonating me.
Now, if I just
Ooh,
leave it
somebody's
at this and I
impersonating her?
say that this is all just about Carly being a bully, then I'd be doing a disservice to the huge list of reasons that everybody has come up with for this narrative. So let's talk about all of these accusations in a little bit more detail. I'm going to try to cover these as quickly as possible, but there's a lot going on here, so I would go get a drink now.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
I uploaded this as a short. Hey, Carly, doing blackface is another reason.
Wait,
why
how is she
you don't
doing
understand
blackface?
How social media work. This is not good to post.
That is Emma describing the clip that you're about to
Oh,
watch.
okay,
And
okay. So Carly thinks that using Carly's face in the thumbnail is impersonating her. I see. Okay. Yeah, I didn't really expect too much there, right? Again, intellectually disabled person, probably going to draw some conclusions that aren't there. That's okay. Okay, so before we get into this allegation, as Worst of the Internet said, we should get a drink. And I want to get my ginger ale 0 sugar, okay? So, can you give me less than 30 seconds? It really will take less than 30 seconds for me to get my ginger ale 0, okay? All right, I'll be right back. Wait, just a second. Let me turn the volume up. Okay, I told you it would take less than 30 seconds. I told you it would take less than 30 seconds. All right, so, okay, what was I saying? Right, I told you it would take less than 30 seconds. I am back. And, right, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something about this, but I don't remember now. Damn, that was fast. Yeah, bridge is not too far away from here, and there's nothing in it except a single ginger ale 0 sugar. And by subscribing to my Patreon, becoming a paying member, you also fund my ability to sustain myself off of ginger ale 0 sugars and saltine crackers. And you also provide me a cardboard box to live and sleep in. So please consider subscribing to my Patreon. Anyways, she's about to do blackface, right? Okay. Something, gotta talk to that old bitch. True. Okay, let's see.
just a trigger warning, this may be the most offensive thing that you've seen since The Little Mermaid.
Stop playing with him, Riot. And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party.
No, this is funny. This is funny. And this is not even her doing blackface. This is like the AI up her thing, you know? Like, wow.
Pink felt like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I pull in a Ken. Like Jazzy, Stacy, Nikki. All of the Barbies is pretty. Damn.
Now, if you give me about 30 seconds, I'm sure I could find somebody on Reddit who agrees that this is blackface. The problem is that when you tell somebody Carly did blackface without any other real context, this is not the picture that they paint in their head. They would assume that she was actually doing, you know, blackface. I'm not even sure if Carly knows what blackface is.
I don't think
at
she
the end
does.
of the day, this is just a TikTok filter with bad lighting. So after many of the reaction channels and the viewers dug through her and her family's Facebook pages, they finally found a screenshot of Carly using the N-word in 2014.
Oh my
After
God.
this leak, the reaction channels jumped onto this.
Like,
as
it's obviously not a good thing to use the N-word, but like, it was in 2014. That is 10 years ago.
evidence of her racism, and after harassing Carly with this information, she initially denied it until somebody explained who it was to. After that, her explanation was it was 9 years ago.
I never said the N-word on my Facebook ever in my life. It was why I would never say the N-word. I don't even talk the N-word slurs. So why are you coming
Oh
in
my
here?
God, Carly, you can't say that. Oh my God.
They're telling me that I said the N-word. That was a long time ago. Get over it. God damn. That was from an old friend of mine. We were just talking. It's not even business.
Now, I don't personally think this is a good excuse, and neither does Queen of Karma. What's ironic is that Carly said this 9 years ago. Queen of
You can't say that. Oh my God, dude. Oh no, yeah. We were trying to help, but we can only do so much. I don't even. Dude, are you serious? You can't, dude. You can't. Jesus Christ. Oh God, dude. Look, it was 10 years ago. Carly is not a smart person, okay? Someone get her aid. Dude, somebody needs to have a talk with her about what is acceptable and what is not, okay? I can't even. Man.
Karma said this 1 year ago. Regardless, my question is this. Why are people digging into her friends and family's Facebook accounts? These people that she's friends with have nothing to do with anything that she's posting online.
I have never, and I can't think of another reaction channel that has come after anybody for race, creed, color, sexual orientation, but you have on your live stream.
I think she was trying to say I don't even say the N-word slur and tripped up. Okay.
Someone made a comment about him being bisexual. And what did you say? Ew, gross. So shut the hell up, Carly.
You're an old
That is
lady.
you.
Now, you might agree with me that Carly's friends and family should be off limits, but there's an argument that can be made here for her fiance, Freddie. He does occasionally come.
I'm going to be honest, I had no idea what the return stream would be, but this seems very on brand for Stardust, not complaining. I'm glad you are, I'm glad you appreciate.
On her videos, sometimes to defend her.
It may seem like she's mean online because you guys are bullying her, but you know what? She has every right to stick up for herself.
It's called free use. Like you guys say.
No, it's called freedom of speech. If they can do it to you, you can do it to them. It may not seem fair, it may not seem right, but it works both ways. If you're rude to her and bring stuff up about her that has nothing to do with anything, then you know what? She can do the same exact thing. 100% back to you. If you don't like it, then move on.
But, justified or not, people dug into Freddie's Facebook and they were able to uncover a photo from his Facebook that included a picture of Freddie kissing another man. Apparently, Freddie is openly bisexual and he had a relationship with a man before he met Carly. I debated heavily on whether I was going to include this photo in the video, but Emma ended up deleting it off of her community tab, and honestly, I think it's disrespectful to everyone involved anyway, especially his ex who had nothing to do with any of this. So, someone came into her chat to tell her Freddie's bisexual, and this is how she responded.
Oh my gosh. Look what they did to my fiance. They said Freddie is bisexual. Oh my god, ew.
Hi, Daisy.
I reported. That's disgusting.
Which is the exact same reaction that I have to heterosexuals, so maybe that's just not what she's into. But even if you're unironically offended by this, why is she the bigot and not the one who's using this information to dunk on her?
And Freddie, if you're listening, this is for you. If you want my opinion coming from someone who's much older, has much more experience, the relationship that you have with Carly, that is not love. She's a selfish, inconsiderate, vile,
Things are going well, Daisy.
disgusting,
Hope you're doing
vain
well.
bully. Not to mention, Freddie, somebody that claims to love you mocked your sexuality. Is that really someone you want to be your partner? You're bisexual, and she made a comment in one of her live streams when someone said that same thing about being bisexual. And what did she say? Ew, gross. And then made that nasty face. Does that make you feel good, Freddie, knowing she mocks and finds bisexuality disgusting? If so, you're with the right person. Now, if that's something you want and you like, then by all means, stay. But in my opinion, I think you're only there for the free ride.
You know
You
what's
probably
really
had real love with Kevin, and that's probably who you should be with and probably who you're meant to be with. I don't know what the attraction was to Carly, but
You know, there's nothing that really grosses me out more than when random people on the internet try to get involved with like people's relationships. I think it's kind of gross. If you want to attack somebody, attack them all you want, but trying to break up an ongoing relationship just seems really nasty to me, you know? There's already enough that like relationships have to go through when you know, especially if they're in the public eye or like a relatively, you know, more public eye than the average relationship. It's a very stressful situation. So then, like, involving partners and trying to break up a relationship, it just is, like, it's really low, in my opinion, you know? Bro thinks she's Dr. Phil, yeah. This content creator is good, and I will subscribe and binge after the stream. Thank you for enabling my cancer addiction, Worst of the Internet. Yeah, Worst of the Internet is amazing. You guys need to go subscribe to Worst of the Internet. He makes drama content, he makes video essays, and he is also probably one of the main reasons that I was able to get the Frogan video finished, and it will be premiering 3:30 p.m. on Wednesday, the second Frogan video, but I will be streaming before then. But a lot of the reason I was able to get it done was because Worst of the Internet was really pushing me to get it done, and helping me, and watched the video like 16 different, I'm not even kidding, it has to be like 16 different times. So, LOL, this is only the tip of the relationship poo touching they did. Wow. Needling creators, partners, or friends sucks. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Glitterbell also was incredibly kind to me and very encouraging to me as well. So I have to give her credit there. You know, I really, yeah, more like best of the internet. Yeah. Oh man, I'm looking forward to the Grimace video. There's a little bit less trippy visuals in this one, but I have some trippy edits that I didn't put into the video essay that I'm planning to like put out as I'm promoting the video essay before and after it comes out. So yeah. Only time it is okay to bring in the SO is if the other is abusive or a PDF. Sure. I'm a shameless sycophant. You know, I appreciate you, Glitterbell. You are very encouraging and really, yeah, very encouraging. Thank you. So,
from what I see, from someone on the outside looking in, there's no love between you two at all.
Additionally, trying to prescribe Freddie's sexuality is wildly inappropriate, but further insisting that he'd somehow be happier in his previous relationship is completely disrespectful. And
it is disrespectful. It's absolutely disrespectful. I agree with this.
Context around the relationship itself. For anybody who already knows about these channels,
I'm hoping, my biggest hope is that like Ethan Klein sees the second Frogan video and it's able to like help him make his larger video that he's working on. That would be awesome.
Imagine saying something like,
have you been following the Bo Black situation? His man's been crashing out like an MF. I've heard about it, and I just honestly don't care about the OnlyFans stuff. It's like none of my business, and you know, I just don't care. I don't know why, but I just don't care. I really don't. And honestly, like, I don't know what that dude's going through. You know, it's kind of hard for me to judge when it comes to like people going through mental health episodes, whether like they're genuine or not genuine, and I'd rather just stay away from it, you know?
Like, you'd be happier with your ex-husband to Pretty Little Lies or to Malice Black. In a much more recent live stream, Carly did scream a slur at somebody in the chat.
Yeah, I hope they get their karma.
Wow.
Losers, cowards, queers.
Oh, okay, that's not cool.
When you
not
have this
cool,
video
Carly.
without any other context, this is a big yikes, and I'm not going to condone this. But I was watching that stream, and she was actually talking about some...
Bo Blacks is going through dysphoria, so even if you think it's a mental illness, give the guy some grace. Yeah. I don't know what Bo Blacks did, but the people have been tweeting at him has been extremely homophobic and ableist. Yeah, what I'll say is, like, I think you can have a reasonable criticism of Bo Blacks and be like, yeah, the way he crashed out during the summer was not great and very comical and cartoony. And I think that's, like, a very fair criticism. And just how much he, like, A-logged Tipster, right? These are all very fair criticisms. But like while he's going through like a mental health episode or whatever, I don't even know, like, or if he's experiencing dysphoria and he's exploring that, I can't imagine going through that in the public is a very pleasant thing to do. I personally just want to stay away from it, you know? So, yeah. And don't get me wrong, he's somebody who called me like nobody fuck or something. He said something like that, you know, when like I was like, damn, I've been friends with this guy for years and he called me a nobody loser, you know, but like at the same time it's just like I'm just not interested in zooming in on a guy who is going through gender dysphoria and is probably in a really fucked up mental space right now, you know? So, yeah. I think a lot of that has to do with the hypocrisy of his previous views and statements. I would agree with that. There's definitely hypocrisy there, and I think that's fair to criticize, you know? So, Bo Black's gender, as far as we know, like non-binary, but I think he is still fine going with he, him. So, hi, Kyra.
Somebody who was posting her address on their community tab and threatening her.
Somebody said, I hope you enjoy your Christmas walk. Seems like a nice place over there. My place. So my address is on here.
So, yeah, as a gay man, I'll give her the pass on this one. I've said a lot worse things about people who've doxed me before, too. You'll also find out in a future video that this guy probably deserves a hell of a lot more than just being called a slur.
You bought the subs, and I believe you bought them again, because as fast as both
Yeah, and I have to say, I don't like doxing. I think doxing is wrong. So
channels are growing, there's no way from your non-tent.
I'm going to enable the skip silence extension. Just a second. There we go.
You're growing that fast. And you can say it's cat videos. Where are all the cat videos, Carly? There's hardly any on either of your channels recently, so it's certainly not from that. And this that I'm showing in these 3 videos here, that's boring as hell. Nobody's going to sub to watch this. The only reason you have the subs you bought them, and the rest are hate watchers. Oh, and the handful, literally one hand of true subscribers. Community tab, worst of the internet, which I'm still wondering about worst of the internet, but
oh,
yeah, they're
worst of the internet. Shout out over here.
Bot subs, you liar.
They're botted. Are you a bot? Worst of the internet. Ooh, are you a bot?
Okay, thanks for the shout out. If you're at all familiar with watching these types of channels, they all get accused of buying subs at some point. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this one, mostly because the runtime on this video is getting a little out of hand, but also because this one's mostly true.
It's $3.99 right now. It's on YouTubeMarket.net. let me go get my credit
Oh,
card.
she
Hold
thought
on.
I was trolling Carly. Damn.
$3.99. I got the same 100, but it was $3.99. It was $5, but it went down in price. You're back, y'all.
And after the reaction channel started criticizing her for it, here's her response.
And I bought subs, yes, in the beginning, when I first started YouTube. But I didn't buy the second subs. I earned them by cat videos, but you guys don't understand. Open your ears. I don't need to buy subs the second time. I don't have that kind of money. And I'm not going to sit here and lie about it. So if you guys think, oh, she bought subs, why would I have to buy subs? I'm an entertainer.
Now, I could pontificate about how there's no evidence of the transaction going through, or how it's impossible to know who is or isn't buying subscribers on the platform, or why would she lie and then
Your entire chat is made of bot stars. Sorry to break it to you. Damn. Way to break my heart. Way to break my heart. Look, what I'll say is, like, I think it's important to grow your engagement organically, but I wouldn't be surprised, I guess, if this woman bought subs, so yeah.
Or in the same sentence. But the reality is that when you're dumb enough to pull this stunt on a live stream like Carly did, they're now going to point to this video every time her sub count goes up. And of course they did. The funny part to me was the fact that it never really occurred to them that maybe she was getting new subscribers as a result of their coverage. I mean, that's how I found her.
That's true.
You should not be around children at all. I'm sorry. No. Fucking come for me in the comments. I don't care. This woman should not be around children, because if she so readily exposes everybody's kids, it doesn't even matter that it's on the internet. I don't care. You expose people's children to a predator.
Now, you
Wait,
might be wondering
how?
at this point if Carly has had anyone on her side. Well, at this time, a couple of people had peeked at Carly, but they couldn't really tell what was going on. I had been watching this daily at this point, and they weren't Carly maxing the way that I was. But seemingly out of nowhere, a random YouTube channel popped up called Cyrus Talk Show.
She has been the target of harassment by different YouTubers. She's just trying to make YouTube videos.
Oh.
She's trying to be herself. She's trying to make her
Sorry,
YouTube
I'm
career work.
moisturizing my
And,
hands.
in my opinion, from what I've seen, is it seems like
I'm moisturizing my hands. Just so you guys know, I have been apparently overwashing my hands. My hands are in pain all the time, and I can't stop. But anyways.
a lot of people are going out of their way to make her look like a bad person when she's not. It doesn't really seem like that she's doing anything wrong. And I know people are going to say, well, Cyrus, there's evidence. Listen, okay, Dan, that what you're doing is wrong. Okay, because there are some YouTubers out there that are going out of their way. For example, Pretty Little Lies is a YouTuber that's all her entire content. Pretty Little Lies, and I'm assuming it's a girl. I could be wrong. That could be a boy. Pretty Little Lies could be a boy. I'm not sure. Pretty Little Lies.
This
goes out of
old
the way, and their
man,
entire channel.
Pretty
their entire
Little
channel
Lies.
is literally just talking about Alexis here.
And remember how I said that Carly would immediately try to befriend any person that was talking positively about her?
If you go on there and sit there and comment on his stuff and make it more worse, come on now. Don't you guys have anything better to do than hurt other people? I apologize. I am probably breaking out from whatever I ate, but yeah. You know, I'm gonna, like I said, Cyrus, thank you so much for
breaking out
being
from
there
what
for me.
you
These people
ate?
have
That
no lives. I don't even know
sucks.
why they comment on
I love
videos.
eating.
Okay, so I'm going to try to explain this in two different ways so that I think everybody can understand it. So the first way is this. The next video that Cyrus made after making a video defending Carly was a video defending Cyrax.
So in my opinion, I feel like that Cyrax has done nothing wrong. It's Music Biz Marty is the person that has done it wrong.
So if you don't know who Cyrax is, then hopefully this second explanation will clear it up for everybody else. So do you remember the Jesus chat line back in 2012? It was two guys pretending to run a Christian hotline, then they posted the live streams on 4chan, and then a bunch of trolls call in.
What can we help you with?
I have a question for Rick.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, that's why we're here.
Why are you so good?
Well, you know how there's a bunch of random kids now who magically come up with this idea themselves? They just copy it, and then they don't moderate the show, and then it turns into a bunch of children just screaming the N-word over the phone. Basically, he was doing one of these types of shows, and he was having kids join the Discord to call in, and then he was sending inappropriate messages to them. Something to do with a spanking fetish, I don't really know.
That's gross.
Either way, we get it, right? Bad guy. So somebody who was completely unrelated to Carly or any of the reaction channels had made a video about him, and the reaction channels shared it amongst themselves.
Even at my worst moments and at your worst moments, Carly, I thought that there might be something redeemable about you, like just anything. I have been searching for it for so long, right? That there's just a glimmer of something that is redeemable, just a little bit of good in you anywhere. And you completely erase that from my mind by siding with a freaking predator on the internet.
Wait,
And I
how?
warned
She
you
didn't side
about
with
it.
the predator?
I gave you the evidence.
When did she
What
side with the
hell?
predator?
What the hell? I don't understand. Like, I'm flabbergasted. Carly, I'm going to ask you, when I sent you this information, why the didn't you cut ties?
Wait.
Why didn't you pretend?
Let's be real here for a second. Even let's say that this woman, what she sent to Carly was valid. If this woman has spent, who knows how long, a year, 2 years, who knows how long this has been going on for. This woman spent that long harassing her and joining in on the bandwagon that goes in on Carly. Why the would Carly even look at it? You've been completely bad faith to Carly. You've been completely, you haven't given her a chance. You haven't seen anything through her perspective. You just jumped on the bandwagon because it was convenient for you and it was fun for you and you could get away with it. So yeah, of course, no Sherlock, you gonna send her some saying, oh, this person's bad. Well, you haven't shown any charitability towards her. You haven't proven yourself as somebody who is worth listening to for her. Yeah, she's not gonna listen to you. And that's on you, okay? We all make mistakes, about who we trust and who we shouldn't trust and all of that. But if the information is coming from somebody who has demonstrated themselves as bad faith, why the would you take that information? I wouldn't. That's on you. That's your problem. You made yourself somebody who nobody wants to listen to and nobody trusts because you decided to jump on a bandwagon because it was convenient for you. A bandwagon, by the way, of beating up on a mentally disabled woman. So, who is this bitch? I want to know who this bitch is with the accent. What's her name?
Why is it up to me to protect your child?
Now, Malice, I don't believe that you shared this with Carly.
Malice,
because all
okay.
of this happened within about 24 hours. But let's say
So we don't think Malice even sent it to Carly. But even if she did, why the would Carly listen to you, you psychotic bitch? Is Malice on YouTube? Can we see Malice? What does Malice look like? I want to see Malice. Is she another old woman, an old unhappy woman bent on making other women unhappy? I want to know what's going on here.
I do believe you. Why on earth should Carly believe anything out of your mouth? You've spent almost the entirety of 2023 harassing Carly, stalking her, reacting to every video she makes, calling her names, and you were deliberately putting mods in her chat so that
True.
you could get more.
Why would you listen to somebody who calls you all sorts of names? You've lost all ability for me to see you as a good faith actor. No way. I believe we ran her off. Ooh. I want to interact with this Malice. Somebody tell Malice Stardust is talking about her. Yes, she's got a weird obsession with children because infertile. That's sad. That's very sad. Malice needs to know I'm talking about her and I'm talking magic, okay?
To make fun of her. I have that receipt too, by the way.
I've never brought you up. The only time I brought you up is when I messaged you in the past, and you encouraged me to become good with Carly and become one of her mods, which I did. Just so therefore you can get the insight and make fun of Carly even more for her mental state and her disabilities. So f you for that.
So a couple of days later, someone that Carly could actually trust explained the situation to her with Cyrus.
This
and
is
Carly
a good expose by Worst of the Internet, by the way. This is amazing. Very niche topic. Somebody who's getting bandwagoned by an entire sphere of people and nobody is checking them on it. These people need to be checked, okay? They need to be checked. I want to know who this old moaning bitch grandma is, and I want to go in hard on her, okay? I want to know who this Malice bitch is, this, hoity-toity accent Malice who expects people to just believe her at her word when she's being a horrible bitch to people. I want to know who these people are.
immediately disavowed him. Do you think it ended there?
She's too obsessed with her sub count and her view count and monetization. And
one thing that people bring up to me, like, people don't understand what it's like to be on the receiving end of a whole lot of criticism, right? And when a whole lot of that criticism is of bad faith, right? It's very hard to sift through when you are receiving a large amount of criticism. It's very, very hard to sift through what is valid criticism, what is constructive criticism, and what is just people being to you, right? And I've been on the receiving end of that, and so have many other people who have been in the content creator sphere, right? But recently somebody brought up to me like, oh, you don't want to listen to people who criticize you. You only want to listen to people who agree with you. That is not true. I have people on my side who disagree with me, who criticize me, but I'm not going to listen to people who call me a horrible, wretched bitch. I'm not going to listen to people who have been bent on watching my every move and criticizing me for it. I'm sorry, you've demonstrated yourself as bad faith. And that is what's happening here with Carly. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Until you are under the fire, you don't know what that's like, and you don't know what it's like to have to sift through that information and find out what's genuine and what isn't genuine. Because a lot of it looks the same.
all this other that she doesn't give a rat's ass about her own kid. And then you said my name to a pedo. I have a 13-year-old daughter. What the is the matter with you?
So now let's take a look at the
Malice is just a crybaby, okay? What a crybaby. I'm sorry. You're relying on for me, as somebody who is not intellectually disabled, it has been very hard to sift through waves of criticism and sift through what is genuine and what is not genuine and what is just people spewing their hatred, right? Because there's just like going to be a subset of people who decide to take out, whatever they have, whatever anger they have on you, right? For me, as a non-intellectually disabled person, it was very hard to sift through. You think an intellectually disabled woman is going to be able to sift through all of that and look at your comments and what you send her after you've been horrible to her and nitpicked her for over a year, and that you think that she's going to be able to tell that you were being genuine and trust you at your word when you've been demonstrating yourself as entirely bad faith? I don't think so.
Evidence for this claim.
So let's see, shall we? Yeah, I would like to be friends. I have a Discord. Cyrex Talk Show. Can you make a video about Emma, Hatman, and Chad and Grizz Green Girl?
By the way, 2025 is the year of boundaries, okay? It is the year of boundaries.
And Malice, and tell them to leave me alone. I have a Snapchat. Okay, I will try.
Girl, she gave your channel name and asked him to make a video criticizing you. You're making it sound like she gave out your address so he could lurk in the bushes outside your house at night. Get help. Now, just while we're here, remember...
Yeah, why trust other people with the safety of your kids, especially over the internet? Agreed. Agreed. Welcome back, Stardust. Welcome back. Thank you.
I told you Cyrus had this troll call-in show. He actually did a call-in show the same day that he uploaded that video about Carly. As expected, a bunch of kids started calling up and screaming the N-word. Just to prove it to you, here's a screenshot of Samantha saying how funny she thought this racism was. And just one other thing before we move on, I want you to hear Queen of Karma describe the Jesus Hotline real quick.
You see,
all these people have so many names. I can't keep track of them.
He is a content creator. He even ran a so-called show called The Jesus Line, in which he would take callers to discuss, well, religion and Jesus. So he thought he was somewhat of a Christian celebrity on the platform. However, he is someone who has tried to make content and then just been trolled to hell.
You guys are still falling for this bit in 2023? Seriously? Man, I should start up my own troll call-in show just for these clowns. Wouldn't that be crazy? Beth, you just got trolled by a predator. Keep catching those L's, girl.
That's what you're all about. Online, begging for money to get a soda. Oh,
Did you lose weight? You look like a slimmer banana. I have been working on it slowly, Wolf of Mandalore. I have been working on it very slowly, but I will be ramping things up actually in that area soon. So hopefully we'll see some more progress.
$15 for a drink and then asking for money the other day for a pool pass. I'm sorry. If you can go shopping and all the out to eat that you do,
thank you, Wolf.
You can get a pool pass all by yourself. Be a big girl. You don't need to spend it on other shit. If you can't afford the pool pass, then you don't go to the pool. But you're an e-beggar. You're materialistic, shopping all the time. In the situation that you're in, you act like you have so much extra money, and you don't. But you're disgusting. And now asking people to send you gift cards and whatever else you had said. You're a vile, disgusting human being.
So I'm not even going to waste too much time on this
We're
one. Here's
working on
Carly
it.
asking for the pool pass money.
Okay, bye guys. You know what? You guys are fake. All you guys are fake. I have to talk loud, okay? I have to talk loud because, okay, listen. The pool pass has to be paid on the 18th or it's not going to work. Okay, association
has
to pay $30 to keep the pool pass active so I can go use the pools. You guys are not listening.
Okay,
you guys are just acting like you're stupid. You have to keep the pool pass running. You know what, guys? Bye, bitches.
There's also a clip of her asking someone
Sorry,
for
Jake
$10
Breaker.
for a soda.
It's
and
hard.
there's also one
It's a hard process, Jake Breaker. Don't ever give up, okay?
where she's asking for money to DoorDash a ginger ale because her stomach hurt. All of these clips are almost exactly the same. She asks for the money, nobody gives it to her, she gets mad and she signs off. That's it. That's the clip.
I'm gonna be doing my
pretty comical.
So please, guys. I've been through so much. It would be an honor for you guys to help me.
Sorry, what? Sorry, what? Did she just say it would be an honor for us to help her because she's been through so much?
I mean, I think that's reading a bit much into it. She's saying it would be an honor for me if you help me, but okay.
Girl, what the is that entitlement? Did she just say that? Holy girl, the entitlement is strong with this one. It would be an honor for us to help you.
No, I'm only going to say a couple of things about this. First of all, she's not lying about what the money was for. And even if she was, it's not like she's starting a fake GoFundMe for chemotherapy treatments or anything like that. Second of all, she's not pointing a gun to your head. If her antics get you this angry, you could just not pay her, or even better, just don't watch her.
Yeah,
I don't know,
true.
Maybe it's because I was on Twitch for so long, but I've seen so much worse than this.
$5 a month.
So either give her the money
True.
or
$5 a month. I'm pretty good at imitating that.
don't. But acting like she's e-begging is such a stupid argument coming from people that constantly post their Cash App links and ask for money from their community, even people who are not making content at all. So here you go. Here's Carly's Cash App on the screen. If you want to give her $30 for her pool pass this year, you go right ahead.
Hell
And if
yeah,
you
dude.
don't,
Go
then
ahead and
don't.
do it.
It's that simple.
Okay, you can think what you want, but I don't have to prove nothing to you.
You can't look. You kind of do. If you start making claims, like
she doesn't have to prove nothing to nobody. Okay. $5 a month, and you can pay for Carly's pool pass. Okay.
I have CP, but not as bad as this person, or I have this, but not as bad as this and this and this. Like at some point, you're gonna have to start proving something because we just now take everything you say as a lie. You have lied so often that there is no truth left. I don't believe a word coming out of your mouth ever.
So at this point, I don't think I need to tell you that Carly doesn't tell the truth on everything. Whether that's because she's ignorant on the topic or outright lying, I don't know and I don't really care. Lying is one of those things that you probably should be doing on the internet, if only just to protect your own personal information. But lying as a content creator is really important to me if it directly impacts somebody, and most of Carly's lies have been inconsequential at best. Things like saying that she's a pop princess, an amazing singer or dancer, or that she's a professional photographer, those are barely worth calling lies. I mean, have you ever heard of
those are
affirmations?
fun.
However, as you've seen, this doesn't stop any of her haters from doling out the consequences anyway. What really got me interested in this was one particular incident where Carly claimed she was a cheerleader in high school and that she had a sash and everybody called her Britney Spears. Now, you'd think that people could just laugh at this and move on, right?
I had a heart attack. You can't do that, Star. LOL. I thought that witch was here. Dude, I wonder how well I could like imitate her. When the whole Israel-Palestine stuff was really blowing up, dude, she was wearing dude, it was so comical. She started wearing all the Palestine gear like it was a football team. It was wild. Kira Chats, I think is her name now. Bad Bunny, Kira Chats. She started wearing the Palestine stuff like it was a football team, and she was at a football game, and she like, dude, can you imagine? All she needed was one of those foam fingers, but she had everything else on. Oh my God, it was obnoxious. It's like, it was like literally rooting for a side. It was so obnoxious. Like, people are dying, you know? Like, you don't need to do all this. You know? Like, what?
I was in dance class for 4 years in high school.
It's scary. I thought you replayed it. That's so funny. $5 a month. Okay, sorry. I won't do it again.
Cheerleader, maybe 2 years in high school.
I got you, homie.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought up about the cheerleading. You see,
She's
Miss
not
Carly,
actually a pop princess. Dude, I'm a pop princess, okay? Don't let anybody tell you, Carly, that you are not a pop princess. I'm a pop princess too. In fact, I'm a queen, okay?
You happened to bring up the name of your high school, actually in 2 of your videos. So I did a little research on my own and I called said high school. And I spoke to the secretary,
Abaddon, thank you for the subscribe. Very kind of you. Welcome.
who was extremely nice, and did
She
some
did all that and Palestine still isn't free. True.
research for me and actually called me back. She checked from, because we weren't sure of the years, because you said 2001, then 2002, 2003. So she checked from 1998 to 2005. And wouldn't you know, Miss Carly Ann Link was never on the cheer squad.
Was she on Palms or like the flag twirling people? I don't know.
Oh, I think someone told another lie.
I just want to emphasize that Carly is 39 and this old woman is 51. I'm not sure why she's lying in this image, but anyway. I'm younger than both of these women and I can barely remember the name of my high school, let alone who the was a cheerleader. And you want to talk about wasting resources? Imagine the poor kid who's probably at the office right now because he shit his pants and he needs to call home to his mom. But he's told, no, just wait your turn, Timmy. I've got to research this YouTuber drama first. The old woman also did another follow-up on her cheerleader derangement syndrome fueled investigation.
I played baseball and basketball and cheerleading.
I'm glad you brought it up because I've been dying to talk about it for a minute.
Oh, this cheerleading thing is a thorn in my side.
Who
I'll just say it one last
cares?
time, and I'm not talking about it again because I'm so sick of this cheerleading stupid. I have no proof, not a stitch of proof. I'm just telling you that I called her high school, and there is no Carly Ann Link. And the year she gave us, and the secretary or lady that checked for me
Oh, thank you,
checked
Wolf.
really well and called me back and said that she could not find her anywhere on any team of any of the years that I gave her. And even she went 2 years back and 2 years ahead. She wasn't on there. She was not on the team.
She called
But
her high
I
school.
don't have
Yeah,
proof.
I think that's insane behavior. That is like straight up nuts behavior. Psycho behavior. Calling people high schools. Who cares?
And when I don't have proof, I don't like that. But I'll insert the photo here for anyone who hasn't seen it. And I've spoken to several women who were actual cheerleaders in high school, and they all kind of came to the same conclusion that Carly, her mom or her grandma, somebody took her to like a professional photography studio where
Yeah, no, Sherlock. She's special needs. Like, I'm pretty sure parents do this for their special needs kids all the time, just so they feel included and they feel like they were part of something, right? Because let's be real. Like, if you have a kid that's that developmentally disabled, chances are she's probably not going to have the best hand-eye coordination either. You know, believe it or not, people who are in those teams tend to, you know, be relatively smart and you know, tend to have they tend to be relatively smart, average intelligence at least, you know. It requires a lot of coordination that Carly probably just honestly doesn't have. And it's not out of the ordinary that I've seen parents of special ed kids do things like this, like stage a photo shoot, so that kid can feel involved or feel like they were part of something, even though they weren't really, right? Because it's impossible for her to be part of it. Why ruin that for her, you know? Like, did Star do cheer? No, I was not a cheer person. I was not a Palms person. I was not one of those flag twirling people. I was in like every single choir in my high school, though. It was like actual like insanity. I was literally in every single choir except for the show choir because I was not a dancer. But I was, yeah, I did every single choir. I was even in the men's choir. I was in the women's choir. I was in the men's choir. I was in the jazz choir. I was in the chamber choir. I was not an alto. I am a mezzo soprano, but they always put me in the soprano section because I was able to go higher than most of the other sopranos there. So, yeah. But I was never like a dance person, you know? I was in musicals. I was in like little musical things, but yeah. I mean, these women are all 30 plus complaining about who was a cheerleader in high school. Yeah, it's wild. I have a problem with this 50-year-old woman calling this random person's high school. I do too. Look, I was a mezzo soprano, not a soprano, okay? They stuck me in the soprano section because I still had a bigger range than most of the sopranos, but that's because I had a lot of private training as well. So I was like getting like classical voice training at that point from the time, like I was in middle school. I was getting classical voice training, and it was mostly like classical, like opera, things like that, right? And then I went to college, and like my big change was like I came back and I was like, I'm in the jazz and contemporary music now. Everybody else like came out of the closet when it, like about their sexuality, and I came back from college and I came out of the closet about my music genre. So, you know, that was the thing. So yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Like my son when he was younger, we had one where he had the football jersey and that on, and he was holding the football. So she might have had that taken where they had the cheerleading outfit there, they had some poses taken, and that's it. Or B, she was part of like the YMCA, like a cheerleading team.
I'm still like a mezzo soprano, and I think I'm like technically like a, well, I don't know. I could be like a lyric soprano or a lyric mezzo soprano. I'm not sure. I know I'm like a lyric. I'm a lyric one of those things. So, hi 2025. I'm so happy to see you. Why can't we super chat? Because I was demonetized while I was working on the Frogan video because I posted a clip to my channel to save it for use in one of my in my video essay. And that clip ended up getting me demonetized on YouTube. I will be re-eligible for monetization on YouTube on the 20th of January. Until then, you can support me on Patreon, though. Patreon.com/Stardust exclusive. So, yeah. But, yeah. But also, if you're part of the Patreon, like, only Patreon members will know this, but you guys, like, saw, I posted a clip of the newest video essay on the Patreon like a month or two ago. So you do get some perks, and I will be doing live streams there soon. So, but yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I was so basically, yeah, I was studying I was being classically trained vocally up until then. I went to college, and then I started doing contemporary stuff, and I realized that's where I kind of wanted to live. And I felt like my vocal range really flourished living in that area, and never touched opera or any of those things again. So, yeah. Stardust, you must insert yourself in some H-1B visa debate, Stardust, and rant at people. I already did my whole rant at the beginning of the stream regarding that. I did voice and piano. I did piano as well. I'm not as good at piano, even though I did it longer than I did voice, but I'm not as good at piano as I am with vocals. But anyways, resuming.
Them, or C, it was some kind of special needs thing, possibly through the YMCA or something. But as far as her high school, no ma'am. They did not find you any of those years on the cheerleading team. Also, a few of the women that were cheerleaders made a comment that they don't believe this was her in high school either. They think it was her in middle school, but not on a cheerleading team, just part of the YMCA or what have you. But they felt she looked younger than a high schooler. And I did enhance the photo because it was really blurry, so I enhanced it. So
I'm not an opera singer. But anyways, yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying here is like, yeah, a developmentally disabled person probably is not going to be able to have the hand-eye coordination or even the grades to be in cheer or POMs, right? Because they also, to be part of those groups, at least in my school, you had to have a certain GPA requirement. And if you couldn't reach that GPA requirement, you would not be able to be in that team. So I don't know where this lady got this image. One, calling the high school is psychotic. Two, you know, taking a knowingly developmentally disabled woman's childhood memories and with them is also up.
it actually cleared it up a lot better than what it was. But like I said, again, I don't have proof. I don't have receipts. So this is just my word. But I'll leave it for you guys to decide. And that's the last I'm going to talk about it because I'm so tired of this cheerleading.
I'm not sure if you're aware, ma'am, but nobody asked you to talk about this or to call her high school.
Yeah,
All
true.
she said was that she was a cheerleader, and you chose to go off into this psychotic episode over it. Furthermore, what kind of mental issues do you have that you not only enhance this photo of Carly as a minor, you additionally pass this photo around of a minor to your other
Ew.
adult
That's so gross when you put it like that. Where's the internet? Oh my God. What a good point.
friends to help you investigate this nonsense to prove what a deranged lunatic you are. The other half of this that disturbs me is that there's plenty of videos where this lady boasts about how she would never stoop to doxing somebody. But in my opinion, she doesn't seem to understand the actual issue behind doxing. Now, I'm not defending doxing, but the issue isn't with somebody doxing you. The issue is what somebody might do with that information once it's easily accessible to them. Thanks to data brokers, your information's already out there somewhere, regardless of if somebody actually formally doxes you. In my opinion, the immoral part is taking this information and then pretending like you just accidentally stumbled upon it, and now that you have the information, using it as leverage for completely stupid arguments like this one. Even if Carly leaked the information herself, you're still a piece of if you waste other people's time just to annoy her with it.
Yeah.
We all know that Carly...
Dude, imagine being the administrators of that school as well and having to, like, listen to this crazy old, woman talking about YouTube drama and then having to dig up this information.
Is on Section 8, food stamps, Medicaid, disability, but yet she still goes shopping once or twice a week, orders online once or twice a week, goes out to dinner or has it delivered once or twice a week, has a new iPad,
Look, again, developmentally disabled. There are a lot of full-grown adults who are very bad with their money. Am I expecting that much from this one? Probably not. Just because you are, poor doesn't mean you don't get to indulge yourself occasionally, right? But, is Carly irresponsible with her money? Probably, yeah.
an iPhone, just got a $30 pool pass, but yet she still
I did not
shows
hear
up
about this
each
2025.
month to the food bank, not only to get food, but toys for herself.
Helicopter
And
and
she
$3
wants to
million
go and show
in
videos of
non-sequential
starving
unmarked
children in
bills.
Africa, doesn't even show any receipts where she's donated, but then goes and steals food out of children's mouth and toys in her own area.
So if you think there's a glaring hole in this narrative, then I hate to break it to you, but you are absolutely right. These people are shaming a disabled woman for being on disability. Now, I want to mention that in my opinion, Carly's income is nobody's business. I'm also not too keen on even sharing this information, but the only way to emphasize this point is to actually go through the numbers. I archived a live stream that seemingly nobody else reacted to or archived, almost as if they don't want you to see this one. Carly did a live stream with somebody named May. It was later revealed that her actual YouTube name was Gita, and she is friends with Malice and Emma. May was there to troll Carly, but she ended up spending a nice 2 hours with Carly and even sang with her.
My loneliness is killing me, and I still...
Dude, that sounds fun. I want to do that.
Towards the end of the stream, Carly brings up the food bank and May starts shaming her about it.
Okay, so let me ask this. So people are upset about me going to the food bank. I just want to clear this out. I want your opinion. They said the food bank is only for people that need food and stuff, but food banks is for anybody. Am I correct?
It's for low-income people who cannot afford food. If you can afford things like the phone you're talking on or the care of a cat, if you have things, you should not be going to the food bank. The food bank is for people who are in.
I got signed up because of my disability.
Correct, but you're not living in poverty. The food bank is for people who live in
But
poverty.
you don't know
because
that.
what happens.
You don't know that she's not living in poverty though, right? The place that she's living at could be government assisted living, right? There are plenty of states that do that for low income people.
When you take a bunch of food and you have a family who can't afford food and there's a limited supply, it's not like the grocery store where there's a ton. So then those people can't get the food that you've taken. If you can afford to buy it from Walmart, you don't need to take it from the food bank.
I only go twice a month.
It doesn't matter how often you get it. If you can afford to go to Walmart, you can't and buy whatever you buy. Looks like you have nice things, movies, stuff. You should not go to the food bank because those are for people who are often homeless, who have multiple children, who are starving. That's what the food bank is for.
Yeah.
They signed you up because
Food bank is for anyone with food insecurity. This gatekeeping seems insane. Ma'am, you are not the government. Yeah. You don't have to be like in rags to use food assistance. Yeah. If you're using it like a crazy person and indulging in it, like probably not a great thing, but like we don't know anything about Carly's income, right? We don't know, is the place that she's living in government assisted? It probably is if she's on disability. There are programs within different states that will give low-income people subsidized or free housing. And those places will turn out to be relatively nice areas, right? Or relatively nice units, at least, you know? We don't know anything about Carly. She's on assistance, you know, and just because you are insecure, just because Carly's insecure doesn't mean that she's, what's it called? Like, if she's insecure financially, that doesn't mean she doesn't deserve to splurge once in a while. But her iPhone apparently was something that she received because she's on government assistance, you know? Kudos for delving into the deranged drama troll scene. Well, hey, this is worst of the internet's video, so give him credit, you know? Go subscribe to him. I have to run Stardust just when it's getting good too, but I hope you enjoy it. Glad to see you streaming again. Thank you. Thank you, worst of the internet. Have a great stream yourself, okay? This is so dumb. Actual Walmart employees commonly have to get government assistance because their pay is so low. So I imagine it's very likely this girl is certainly eligible for food banks. Yeah, this is, again, this Carly, you know, she's intellectually disabled. She probably can't work a normal job. Yeah, she's on government assistance and she's most likely living in a government assisted facility or something like that, you know? And you can't save more than 2K or they take your SSI. Yeah. Not like you can just go in and raid everything. Yeah. You're poor and miserable. How dare you spend a little money you get on something that makes your life better? Brain rotten take. Yeah. If you're excessively spending, I would have an issue with it. But I don't see Carly going to the spa. I don't see her doing luxury things. You know, and her getting an iPhone again is something that she got through the government assistance. So this is just such a stupid argument.
Your disability, but they didn't know that you have the money to be able to go buy groceries at Walmart or go buy, I don't know what things you have.
My mom, yeah,
and I'm
but
not teaching you. I'm trying to educate you. I'm seriously not.
I told my mom that I should not be going, but she says that my coach signed me up through a program that I'm in, and
Yeah,
I'm
but
in a.
that your coach is aware of the kind of income that you're making.
I don't make a lot of money, to be honest with you guys, and I'll be honest with you. That's what people like. I only get from SSI. I'm not gonna say. I get like 900 something a month, but I have a lot of bills that come out, and I only got like I don't got much left. So they took my income to the food bank, and that's how I got it. They calculated it to my income, and that's why I got approved.
Do you ever get DoorDash?
Once in a blue moon, yes. Not all the time.
What kind of electronics do you have?
I have a tablet that I bought for my birthday. My dad, I bought it with my birthday money. I have a cell phone that I pay for during the month, and then I got.
Do you buy things from like the mall? Okay, you are way out of bracket to.
This woman, this is going to make me so angry listening to this. This woman has no authority on any of this. I bet this woman wastes half of her income too.
Morally go to the food bank. The food bank is for homeless families usually. So if you find a nice box of cereal, you're taking that from an 18-year-old or an 8-year-old who doesn't get cereal. And I'm really not hating on you. I'm trying.
It's so patronizing.
That's why I wanted to get your opinion, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm really not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to let you know how the food bank goes. So if you go and you get all this nice food,
no, this is not the 50-year-old stalker. This is a different lady who is just trying to lecture her on her whether she's allowed to go to the food
My
bank.
cereal. The next family who probably lives in a studio, and there's probably 8 of them with small.
This is so stupid, right? Like, again, Carly doesn't seem like somebody who's able to work a normal job, you know? Like, you can shame people for bad spending habits if they're excessive, but Carly does not look excessive at all to me, you know?
Children.
Yes.
You go in and there's no cereal for that child because you took it. That's the reality of a food bank, and that's why it's morally wrong to go. That's all. There's never been an instance where someone said, don't go to the food bank. You just don't go. Your coach signed you up because you have intellectual disability, but they don't know that you
Yeah,
haven't.
she already said they took her income and they said she is qualified. Who the is this bitch? This is missing me off. This is pissing me off. Yeah, no. Yeah, this woman is not an authority. The people at the government who took her income, who said she's eligible, they are the ones who are an authority, not this woman.
iPad. They don't know you're going shopping to the mall. They don't know that you're getting DoorDash. I think that you understand. And the next time you think about going, I want you to think about that little 6-year-old kid who's not going to get their favorite cereal, who's going to eat rice and beans again for the next month, because that's all that's left.
All right, so let's do the math. Carly says here that she makes 900 something on disability. Let's just round that up to 1,000. That means her income is 12,000 a year. The federal poverty level.
Yeah, that is very low. 12,000 a year. That is very low. Are you kidding me? Thank you. Thank you, worst of the internet, for doing the math here.
Is $14,580 a year. So yes, she actually is in poverty. Now, what is never mentioned around these parts is that Section 8 housing is not a free ride. She still has to pay 30% of her income. And guess where that comes from? Her disability. Meaning now she's down to $700 a month. Now, after this, she still also has to pay her cell phone bill and any other monthly expenses. And she probably has about $500 a month to work with. And look, the food bank isn't supermarket sweep where you just go in and grab everything that you can for free. The coach that Carly's referring to here is more than likely a social worker that's organized all of these things for her. They told her, go to this food bank, which means they've already allocated resources for her and they already know how many people should be coming through. They probably even have excess just for walk-ins. There's nobody working there that's like, sorry, Timmy, you can't have Frosted Flakes this month. Carly's coming through. Now, if May was trolling, it wasn't a very good troll. As brain dead now touches her points were, at least was polite to Carly. And Carly was able to actually ingest a lot of what these people are trying to argue for. But let's compare this to the condescending old woman that makes daily videos about her.
She is disgusting. She's manipulative. She's deceitful. She's a bully, pathological liar. Let me show you some recent examples because I told Carly if she goes to the food bank ever again, I'm going in on her even harder. And I want anybody.
Dude, I
want to
go in on this old mean bitch, okay? I want to go in on this old mean bitch. I want to know who she is. And I want to tell her to her face, you are an old mean bitch and you deserve nothing good in life. That's what I'd like to do, okay? The system is basically rigged to keep disabled people below the poverty line. Using resources like food banks is how many survive. Yeah. I don't know about anyone else, but personally, when money has been tightest is when it's been easiest to impulse buy. Because you're like, what am I going to save? $40 for my retirement. Yeah. Or you're saving those $40 for an emergency. It's not even retirement. You're saving those $40 for whatever emergency is going to happen in 2 months that is going to set you back, right? So women also acting as if SNAP isn't a thing. I'm a lefty, but poor people don't starve in the United States. Yeah. Like, why do they have such a hate for a stranger on the internet? I think they just found a mentally disabled woman who can't fight back, and a whole bunch of them bandwagon on beating up on her. And now it's like a whole sphere of people, deranged lunatics, who are beating up on a mentally developmentally disabled woman. Food banks are more complex than what this woman describes. They offer different services. Yeah. Sorry, I was just looking for my lip gloss, but I can't find it. Anyways.
And to stay far, far away from her. Okay, and these, I didn't want to go too far back. I think this one, these are all from about 4 weeks ago. I just wanted to show you how going out to eat Red Lobster, unboxing something she had gotten from Temu, and her getting her iPad 10th generation. I just wanted to show you this, but let me show you the next clip.
The iPad was with her birthday money, which I'm pretty sure her dad gave to her, right?
Okay, and here we have about a week or so later. She did a Walmart vlog, went shopping at Walmart, and a Macy's haul. And if you see the Macy's haul, it's to take on my holiday or her vacation. They are going to New Jersey in a few days. But I also want to show the one with the iPhone to show that not only does she have an iPad, she also has an iPhone. let's get into the next clip.
The
And
iPhone
here we have
also.
a little
Wait.
over a week.
Let's pause. Let's pause for a second because this old horrible bitch is saying so much stuff. The iPad was something that she bought with her birthday money, which I'm assuming her dad gave to her. The iPhone is something that she was able to get through government assistance because of her low income and her disability. And then things like the Temu haul probably wasn't over 25, 30 bucks. I don't know. And what, she's not allowed to go out to eat once or twice a month? Like, damn, dude. How dare you enjoy any aspect of your life if you're poor?
Later, this was a busy shopping week for Carly and Freddie. She went to JCPenney's. She went to Victoria's Secret, Dollar Tree, Five Below. She was showing in the one clip where she had bought her hair straightener. They also went to dinner On the Border.
Okay, so let's recap. If you're on government assistance and you're not allowed to own an iPad, an iPhone, or any Apple product, you have to use Android like the rest of us poors. You're not allowed to go eat out. You're not allowed to order from Temu or go to Walmart or to the Dollar Tree or to Macy's just to buy a makeup bag. You can't straighten your hair or even go to a free concert. In fact, unless you're standing in the corner with Timmy crying about how poor you are, you're not poor enough. And I do just want to point out here in this video where they go to Red Lobster, I'm not sure if Pretty...
The name of the streamer going off on her about the food bank, it was a whole bunch of different streamers. One of them was Malice. The other one is this Pretty Little Lies lady, this old woman whose YouTube channel is Pretty Little Lies. Imagine being an old woman and having the YouTube name Pretty Little Lies. What is wrong with you? Are you a child? Are you 14? Who comes up with a name like that? A 14-year-old in 2000. I hate the old bitch. I hate her. I hate her so much. Somebody old yeller. Like, do the old yeller, please.
The Lies can read, but it says went to
If
Red
I ever become like that old miserable bitch, please old yeller me, okay?
Lobster with family. I mean, honestly, am I supposed to believe Carly busted up in the Red Lobster and yelled, disability
2013 Tumblr username, yeah, but except by a miserable old bitch.
check came in, guys, drinks on me tonight. If I had to guess, it sounds like her family paid for the dinner at Red Lobster, and you just want to shriek over nothing.
But she can still afford food. But she wants to save her money for shopping. So she's going to take food out of children and families' mouths in her area, not to mention the toys that
a disabled woman living with her spouse and her child clearly doesn't deserve food bank food. Okay, all right.
39-year-old so-called woman needs.
I just wanted to point out the toys part. Does it ever occur to these people that a 39-year-old woman getting toys might just imply that we're dealing with somebody who might not be playing with a full deck of cards here? Is this honestly how you want
Yes! Seriously! How are you criticizing a woman who is still playing with toys? What is going on?
treat somebody with special needs? Now, remember this clip from the beginning of the video?
You will never know who you wouldn't even be able to pronounce my first or last name anyway. But you will never know who I am. You will never know the city or state I live in. Not a damn thing. It's the internet.
Okay.
There's a lot of weird...
Okay, old bitch. All right? I hope this never happens to you. I hope what you put Carly through never happens to you, because you would not last 1 second under that type of heat. You wouldn't. Unless you know what it's like to go through that heat, you do not know. And I can tell you, you old bitch, you are a weak ass, pussy ass bitch, okay? You could never stand it. You would break down in tears at the first sign of people criticizing you. You would not be able to handle it. You would be in your feels and you would be contemplating, like, oh man, you would be so destroyed over it. Horrible old bitch. Why would they challenge the internet like that? I don't know.
Creepy ass people up there. And I'm not stupid. I don't put out my information. And besides, I've never, not once in my entire life, been in trouble with the law. There's nothing on me.
Well, Pretty Little Lies, I have a message that I need to relay to you. I spoke to a good friend of yours that helped me make this video, and they were very upset about you calling Carly's high school. And since you're so much better than Carly and you would never e-bag, this person took the Cash App that you posted on your YouTube channel under your husband's name, which you doxed, by the way, and they found out everything about you and your family, including the fact that you have not 1, not 2, but 3 evictions in the state of Florida. You love to trash Carly for living in Section 8 housing, but you know who Section 8 is made for? People who can't pay their rent.
She is disgusting. She's manipulative.
Oh my God! What the worst of the internet?
Deceitful. She's a bully, pathological liar.
Does it feel good to you to have somebody put a magnifying glass to your unfortunate times and then hurl out vile insults at you? You've made nearly 100 videos about this woman. Delete your channel and get into therapy, you weirdo.
Evicted in Florida 3 times. Wow, what a loser.
Oh, and one other thing. Pay your rent.
Okay, firstly, my dude, you don't know anything about.
Oh my god. Brutal from worst of the internet. Holy.
You don't know anything. You don't know anything about Aubrey and Autumn. You don't know anything about Samantha. You don't know anything about how she treated her mods. You don't know anything about the way she shamed mothers who cannot get pregnant, who have had miscarriages.
Ooh, are you guys tired of this yet? I know I am. So I decided to roll the next 4 sections into one. Carly is accused of being abusive towards 4 main groups of people: animals, mothers, children, and her fiance. So let's start with animals. All of these reaction channels act like disgusting pigs. So yes, Carly does abuse animals. So I've already talked about the fact that Carly has a cat. For these reaction channels, a pet is just red meat for them. If anything happens to that animal, it's automatically the owner's fault and they are an animal abuser. In this situation, they would just jump right to the point.
Hello.
Paris hates you.
But it is arguable that Carly can be a little rough with Paris. Here's a clip of her tossing Paris to Freddie during one of her dance shows.
And yes, that was Carly throwing Paris, the cat that she...
Did the husband catch the cat? If the cat doesn't like it, the cat will let her know, you know?
loves so much and has all her little videos about. The only reason she got Paris was for her entertainment and for someone to love Carly.
I mean, I get it, and maybe this is one of those of mice and men type situations, but you're acting over the top about this. She didn't football spike the cat onto the ground, and cats aren't going to shatter all of their bones from a 2-foot fall into somebody else's arms. Let's try another clip.
Yes, maybe one day in the future, but never know.
I kid you not, I am about to lose my shit. When it comes to animal neglect or animal abuse, I don't play. He just had to tell her to leave her alone, that she's fine. And this bitch just tried to hold Paris down. Freddie, according to your girlfriend, fiance, whatever you two call each other.
Cats are pretty hardy to be. Well, here's the thing. Cats are very independent creatures, right? And if they don't like something, they will let you know, right? Now, I'm not an advocate for animal abuse. I'm very gentle with animals, you know, especially since having bird babies. I'm so gentle with them. But I'm willing to bet Carly loves the out of the cat. I bet she loves the out of that cat. And yeah, I'm sure the cat is well aware that also her human is not playing with a full deck of cards. Animals are very insightful, okay?
I don't care. But according to her, you watch my channel. If you're watching my channel, listen to me. 2 cats have already died under her care. Don't let Paris be the 3rd.
Wait, how did they die? From old age?
Take that cat, pack your shit, and get far, far away from her.
What? Nothing even happened here. And this claim about she's killed 2 other cats? Jesus Christ, let me tell you this story. So a former mod, aka one of Malice's minions, leaks a screenshot to her that shows that out of the blue, Carly sent a message that read, "I once did. I poisoned my mom's cat on YT." And when they pressed for an explanation, she gave a bunch of weird explanations saying that it was audio correct and that she never killed her mom's cat.
I'm tired of people saying I killed my mom's cat.
Yeah, autocorrect. That sounds like it. That sounds like it.
I did not kill my mom's cat or poison my mom's cat. It was a audio correct. It was a mistake. It was an accident. I didn't mean to say that. My mom's cat was 20 years old when she passed away. She had a stroke and she died from old age.
Now, if you can think for about 20 seconds and replace poisoned with posted, then it makes a lot more sense. Additionally, at this time, on her shorts tab, there was a video posted of her mom's cat. Just a crazy coincidence, I'm sure, right? The second cat that Carly supposedly killed was some random story that Carly told about her mom's cat falling down the stairs. I can't find the clip anymore, but as far as I remember, she didn't have anything to do with it. She just said the cat fell down the stairs. But here's the thing. If Carly is such a liar, then why should I believe the story was real anyway? I mean, the reality is that you have no proof outside of her story. You call her a liar. So what actual evidence do you have of any of this? You don't. Next, let's talk about these mothers that Carly has allegedly abused. So I've already brought up the mother with the nonverbal autistic daughter with Down syndrome, but there's some other claims here. So first, around the same time every month, Carly seems to think that she's pregnant, and then a few days later, she thinks that she has a miscarriage. I wonder what's happening there. Now, I'm sure this isn't being brought up just to shame her, right? But apparently, a lot of them seem to think that her trolling about pregnancy is just a way to make them feel bad about their own fertility issues. Second, there's a claim that Carly was in some Facebook group for expectant mothers. She supposedly said some mean things to them. Now, this claim is completely unfounded unfounded, and the only evidence that I ever could find for this was people claiming that she did this, but nobody ever actually showed any evidence of her doing this. So I'm not even going to humor this one. Additionally, if you're in a Facebook group for pregnant women, then you're all more than likely adults.
Yeah, it is
just
really
block
old.
her and move on. Now, I'm sure it's just a coincidence, but all of these screenshots seem to always make it to Malice's desk, which leads me to the last claim. Malice repeatedly goes off about a time where she claims Carly made fun of her infertility.
You have no idea that Natalie Alexis sent her mods into my chat to tell me to kill myself. You have no idea that Natalie Alexis mods call me Malice the Baron. You have no idea that Natalie Alexis has on many occasions made fun of the fact that I have lost 3 children through miscarriage.
The fact is,
if you're going to criticize Carly and claim that she killed 3 cats when she didn't, or killed 2 cats or whatever, right? When she didn't, with little evidence, little to no, basically no evidence. And, oh man, this is going to get so rough. I'm going to get into so much trouble for this. But, like, why should I believe you that you had 3 miscarriages? You've proven yourself to be an unreliable narrator. Like, this Malice person has proven herself to be an unreliable narrator multiple times now.
Carly's mods made fun of Malice for this, and they likely did so just to make Carly feel better about herself. Malice claims that Carly laughed at it, to which I say, good. Stop stalking this woman. Carly abusing children is two very simple and, of course, very stupid accusations. Before she moved in with Freddie, Carly was living in her mom's house with her daughter. Now, I want to be very clear about this because I've looked into this extensively. There is no evidence whatsoever that Carly ever abused her daughter, despite what some people might want to claim. The only part of this that has any merit at all is a weird channel that Carly had on YouTube 6 years ago, where she would play pranks on her daughter, or at least claim to. There's only 2 pranks on this channel. One is a prank where she takes an Oreo and replaces the cream inside with toothpaste. Then she walks off, but she never shows herself actually giving the cookie to her daughter. In the other video, Carly gives her daughter a note. There's no indication of what the note actually says, but she ends up just like laughing out loud and just yelling, "You got pranked," and that's it. That's the horrible abuse, was she played pranks on her daughter 6 years ago. The other part of the argument is simply this. Carly mods minors and occasionally talks to them when they find her YouTube channel.
Just leave me alone and my mods alone. I want to thank Lance for that video that she did for us guys. Thank you so much.
Oh, and Carly, speaking of your new best friend Lance, I did a little digging. Seems to be that Lance is a minor. Did you know Lance was a minor, Carly? And you're having this young child do your dirty work?
What dirty work?
Good luck with that, Carly. You're always so quick to report everybody else, Carly. Wonder what YouTube would think about you having a minor doing your dirty work.
Okay, wait, let me just pause here for a second, okay? It is a well-known secret that a lot of commentary YouTube was run off the backs of child labor for many years, okay? So, I mean...
Which, okay. What the is she supposed to do? Is she supposed to check IDs for everybody in the chat like she's a bouncer before she allows anybody to subscribe or mods them?
Look,
she was
I
doing
personally recommend that you do not interact with minors on the internet. I don't. I personally do not, okay? But to be like, oh, I can't believe you're having a minor do a video for you. Bro, that was all of commentary several years ago.
Then you would claim that she was doxing everybody. But here's the thing. I do agree that her content probably isn't appropriate for children. But you know who else's content isn't appropriate for children? The people that are playing her videos and live streams in full. So are you checking IDs for everybody in your chat? In fact, let me show you somebody who is knowingly and intentionally distributing this inappropriate content to a minor.
Malice, you have a little girl, and you're sitting here doing this to people? When she grows up to see what you were doing, she's not going to like you.
Oh, no, you don't.
Ooh.
I told you you're going to get angry.
Oh, no, you don't, bitch.
I told you you're going to get angry. And she's mentioned Creech. I told you. I said. I forgot this was here, actually. I forgot. Like, for reals. I forgot. But yeah, this is when she started bringing up my child. So.
She's going to say, Mom, why are you being mean to others? You're trying to teach your daughter the bad habits.
Am I, though? Should we ask her?
Chat, you brought your child in.
Should we? One's for yes, 2 for no.
Did you really bring your child in to interact with you on a stream where you're bullying another woman, a developmentally disabled woman? You think your child is learning something good from that? Okay.
Should we ask her? I mean, she's in her room at the moment. We can ask her if I'm teaching her bad habits and what she thinks of Carly and all this stuff. We can totally ask her. I mean, she's here. Ones. Hey, Creech.
Your child is also reliant on your approval. Of course she's going to say, like, no, like, what you're doing is fine. She's learning from you.
Preacher! Wait, I'm going to yell. Hold on to say. What do you think about Carly?
What do I think about Carly? She manipulates people.
Mhm.
She's a narcissist.
Mhm.
She fakes having disorders.
Mhm.
and she's outright dumb, and she's gonna go bald.
Okay, and do you think
So
I'm
will
a bully?
you. So will everybody. What are you talking about? Why are you involving the child in your YouTube drama? What the exactly?
I love you. And do you think I'm mean? Okay, thank you, baby. Go back, go back. It's fine. I love you.
Ugh.
Okay. So there we have it.
Now, Malice, this section was a lot shorter until I accidentally stumbled upon this really disgusting clip of yours. So let's nitpick it. First of all, Carly was not talking about your daughter. She was talking about you and your god-awful parenting. And since you're a complete idiot, you immediately proved her right. You are raising, you are grooming a child into somebody that will think it's okay to harass disabled people. So you just exploited your daughter to the internet to
Grooming! Brought up the grooming word. Wow.
harass a disabled person. I thought you were worried about her safety.
And then you said my name.
True! She was complaining. She was bitching and moaning. Oh my god. I thought you were concerned about her safety. Clearly not.
But Peter, I have a 13-year-old daughter. What the is the matter with you?
So let me get this straight.
Why is your 13-year-old daughter knowing about this disabled woman that you were bullying online? Why is she involved in this? It's inappropriate.
Harley's responsible for her daughter that doesn't even live with her and your daughter's safety because she asked Cyrus to make a video about you. And you have no responsibility for exposing your daughter to all of these videos. As you'll find out shortly, a Malice Black clip won't be complete unless someone breaks a hate speech law in New Zealand. Here's her husband, who's allegedly a mental health expert, doing just that.
I'm still going to get a ticket to America and strangle this bitch.
But Daniel, just so you understand, violent threats are illegal here in the US too. Now, before I move on, I just want to take a look back at something that Malice said about Cyrus.
Going on the Kadash 23 page, there's a lot to notice. There's an abundance of spanking fetish related content. The vernacular
Spanking fetish content. Not bad by itself, right? Everybody has a kink. We don't kink shame. Everybody's got a kink. Everybody's kinky sometimes.
of Kadash 23 and the typing skills of him comes off as a minor or young child.
There we have it.
Numerous pictures depict Kadash 23 role-playing with other minors that use DeviantArt. And all among this too is an absurd amount of activity on this DeviantArt account.
So Mr. Cross, Max Cross, Elijah Cross, is role-playing as a child on the internet with other children and introducing them to his spanking fetish.
And here's the thing, Malice, I absolutely agree with your point here. Someone who engages in a fetish that involves role-playing with or as minors has no business being around children. But actually, have I misspoke? Because this isn't your daughter, it's your stepdaughter. Oh, that must be what they mean by Malice the Baron. I get it now. Finally, let's talk about Carly's fiance, Freddie. Now, I'm not actually going to humor all of the little micro implications that these people make, but here's the gist of it. First, Carly and Freddie don't smile in photos that they take. So according to the haters, Freddie must be completely miserable with Carly. There's also a video called The Gatorade Fight, which is honestly nowhere near as interesting as it sounds. This is the one and only camera angle that you see the entire time. There's no visuals. Carly and Freddie are in the kitchen fighting about Gatorade. Here's how the fight goes. Carly basically says, "Where's my Gatorade? Did you drink it?" And he says, "No, check the cabinet." And she goes, "Well, I didn't put it in the cabinet. You must drink it." And then he goes, "No, don't accuse me of drinking your Gatorade." And it's just a blah, blah, blah back and forth fight. It's literally the same stupid fight that probably every couple has had at some point in their relationship. Now, there's two reasons that they like to make a big hoopla about this video. First, during the fight, Freddie calls Carly the R word, so they get to use that to attack her. Second, during this fight, Freddie ends up saying Carly's full name. And no joke, if you ask one of these people who doxed Carly, they will say Freddie did it because he said her name. Not the sickos who use this to look up her information, but her fiance is supposed to be completely responsible for what everyone else did with this. And the thing is, I'm not going to waste my time on this subject when it's pretty obvious.
I will say that the fiance was irresponsible, but yeah, no, this is so stupid.
Who doxed Carly. The thing that has made this video so hard to get through is that I don't want to talk about most of these subjects. In order to dispel a lot of these rumors, I've had to discuss this woman's income, her disabilities, her child, and even her menstrual cycle. I'm just not going to sit here and psychoanalyze her relationship too. So instead of Freddie, let's talk about Malice Black. Malice seems to be in complete denial that she had anything to do with doxing Carly. She wants to play the game where she just accidentally stumbled upon this information. But if you dig into the comments on a recent interview that she did, her former mods paint a very different story. Before she joined the hate train, Queen of Karma was in Malice's Discord, and this is what she said on a video.
Number 3, I actively dox people on my channel on the daily. Well, I mean, you did threaten 21 VTubes and myself with the dox that you yourself admit, right? You doxed Carly in your Discord when I was in there, and you've been trying to pretend like that never happened. Okay?
Now, allegedly, the only person who has the information for this is Queen of Karma, and you are out of your mind if you think I'm going to go anywhere near any of these people, especially Beth. But here's the thing. Even if Malice didn't type Carly's name into Google and look all these things up, if it happened in her Discord, she's responsible for moderating that chat. Even if I take her at her own word, what she did after was just as bad. So let's talk about the things that Malice will admit to. According to her, once she accidentally came across this information in her Discord, she decided to use the information to email Carly's mother and warn her about it. And apparently she was so offended that her mom didn't want to respond to her emails that she decided to go and tell everybody on her stream about Carly's information being out there. Because guys, she has to warn everybody, right?
That's so fucked
There's two
up.
times I've gone in real life with Carly. Once when her docs came out, I warned her and I said, your docs is out there. Two, I went to her mother. Why? Because her mother, her entire family is so easily found online. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid how easily findable these people are. And
You're a loser for trying to find them in the first place. You weirdo.
Her mother and
But you know what? I'll take it a step further. You're a pervert. Why are you watching this woman and trying to reach out to her mother and trying to comment, reach out to all of her family members over her information? Leave her the alone, you pervert.
Email saying your granddaughter is being doxxed on the internet by your daughter and a group of trolls. Y'all need to do something. The kid is 15. Get your shit together.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I got ripped to
yeah, of course you should get ripped to shreds, you stupid bitch. Like,
for that
wow.
shit. I got ripped to shreds for that.
You should,
Her
because
mother
you're
never
a dumb whore. You are a dumb whore. You are a dumb bitch.
Her mother never cared. Her mother didn't say 2 words except Malice is a monster. I'm
True.
a monster for protecting.
Yes, you're a monster for taking advantage of this woman's information being out there, finding her family, and reaching out to her family. You know what would fix the situation of people putting her at risk and putting her daughter at risk is if they didn't look up the information and reach out to their family members. How many people use the same method that you did to reach out to her daughter? You pervert. I wouldn't be surprised if you did too.
Grandchild from your daughter?
Anyway, after the whole Cyrus incident, Malice started making it a daily habit of doing everything possible to make Carly's life a living hell. She would get her mods, who, if you remember, are also Carly's mods, to tell Carly when to stream so Malice could stream sniper.
And I was doing stuff like, don't get Carly to go live tonight. Like, Carly shouldn't go live tonight. She should go live tomorrow night. I don't feel like covering her tonight. That kind of stuff.
Then Malice would either do it herself or she'd get other people to get in DMs or Snapchat calls so that then she could expose Carly for almost anything that she could think of. So what does any of this have to do with Freddie? Let's look at the DMs first.
He doesn't want nothing to do with you. He doesn't want your money.
Oh, Freddie. Oh, Freddie. You done told your fiance, or is she screening your text messages? Because I sent him those messages on my account, on my TikTok account. I sent him those messages. So I know
Chat,
this is in
are you
reference
still
to me
awake?
because I was the one who
Chat, are you still awake?
offered him money. So this is what I sent to Freddie off of my main account under Malice Black, right? So I said, I think you know who I am. First I said, hi, Freddie, at the top there. I think you know who I am, and I'm worried for your safety. I give you my word that none of our DMs will make it online. But now, since Carly has referenced it, I guess I have to clarify. I received DMs last night from someone where it shows that Carly is prohibiting who you speak to. Honey, you're being abused. Will you let me help you? You have an entire community willing to help you. Several communities, in fact. We want to get you out in somewhere where
This
you
is
can be yourself and happy.
disgusting.
We want you to
This is disgusting. Interfering with her personal life, interfering with her relationship. It's actually disgusting.
be happy. You're more than welcome to tell me to f off and leave you alone, but my DMs are always open if you need help. That offer still stands, Freddie.
So you might have noticed that Freddie didn't respond to her. Malice seems to think that this is because Carly told him not to talk to anybody else, because allegedly she's just so abusive. But the reality is, this isn't her first time trying to slide into Freddie's DMs.
Okay, so he blocked me yesterday after Natalie found out.
Here's the screenshots of these DMs from Kiwi Farms. And this is just my opinion, but girl, he doesn't want to talk to you. If he blocked you once, that should be your signal to leave him alone. No means no. In this particular incident, Malice shows part of the DMs at the beginning of her stream, and then at the end she starts sniping Carly's live stream and tells her viewers to make accounts to go tell Carly to go look at her stream so that she can rub the DMs in her face. The one in particular they wanted her to see is that after Malice annoyed the shit out of Freddie to tell him what he would do if him and Carly broke up, he said, "Don't worry, I have a backup plan," which they then used to tell Carly that Freddie was going to leave her, despite the fact that he never said anything of the sort. Now, Malice has made an attempt to wipe her content from the internet. Not a good attempt, but an attempt. However, she did edit out the part where she snipes Carly at the end of this live stream, so the bad news is that I can't show that to you. The good news is that because nobody called her out for this, she decided to do it again.
Just leave me alone.
It will give you a chance to change.
Just tell her that
So
my
Pretty Little Lies, Malice, and your crew,
answer
please leave
is
me alone.
now.
That's all I ask.
If
Just
y'all
delete the
wanna-
videos, move on, do your content, I will do mine, and you won't hear from me again, and I won't hear from you again. Thank you. All I ask, because you can't keep going on like this. We are adults here. We don't need to be acting like kids. Both of us need to grow up and make our own content.
Chat, are you awake? I'm not seeing any chatters in the chat. Please type 1 if you're awake. Please type 2 if you are asleep. Thank you.
So please, no more.
Tell her to come.
Yeah.
Tell her that I am. Tell her I'm apologizing. Oh my god. Tell her I'm apologizing live. Tell her.
You think you're better than me?
Yes, but tell her I'm apologizing live.
You're not better than me. You're nobody. You're a bully. B-U-L-L-Y, just like everybody else.
Tell her I'm apologizing
So
to
if
her
you want
live.
to keep going like this, you will not have a YouTube channel. Trust me.
Tell her.
Because I am not going to let you bully me anymore. You Pretty Little Lies and all your crew are going to go down. But you don't want to stop? Leave me alone, Malice Black. Leave me alone for the God of sake.
Oh, I guess my
Is she looking? Tell me when she's looking.
my chat isn't updating on my end. Sorry,
I
give me a
know you're
second.
mine. Your lips are moving. Tell me, do you think I'm dumb? I might be young, but I ain't stupid. This is what your man said, you hog ass bitch! Suck it! Suck it, Carly. You lose always.
So this one is supposed to prove that Carly won't let him talk to other people, which even if I did believe that was true, good. I know that you are completely irrelevant, Malice, but when you are a public figure like Carly is,
Okay,
you should
now
not
I
be
see you guys.
answering random.
Now I see you guys. Sorry, guys. I f***ed up something on my end. Let me just quickly test all my chats. Yeah. Hi, Ice Beans. Thank you. Also, hello. All the people in Kick Chat I've missed. I'm sorry. Also, hello. Jesus Lady Earballs. Sorry, guys. Okay. Sorry. I've been missing your chats for some reason. The YouTube chat somehow got out of sync with my chat thing, you know? So, this is some phenomenal drama. I had never heard of one of these Karens. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
DMs from strangers. Similarly, if a female was in Daniel's
This bitch is a
DM saying, "Hey,
homewrecker?
you better
Absolutely. Or she's trying to be. She's trying to be. That's for sure.
watch out for Malice, she's bullying a mentally challenged woman," then you'd probably tell him to stop responding to DMs from random people too. Then we have another situation where Malice puts on a terrible southern accent and she fools Carly into thinking that she's someone else so that she can get on a Snapchat call with her and get proof
Hi,
that
Payne.
Carly had called the cops on her. Now, Malice
Who are these people? Quick summary. Carly's a developmentally disabled person who just wants to have fun on the internet, it seems, and all these women are mentally ill Karens who have nothing good going on in their lives, so they are bullying her relentlessly. So
did scrub this video from the internet as well, but if you remember before, I mentioned that a couple people had peeked at Carly and were trying to figure out what was going on. Well, one of those people was Valkyrie420, who actually reacted to this call. I'm going to link that video in the description because, as you'll see, Valkyrie is one of the few people that talks about Carly, but at least is smarter than Carly.
Yeah, it feels like it, doesn't it? We need to get through things. I'm gonna let it run for a minute, but
all this content, if I lose all my stuff, I don't know, you know, and my mom says don't listen to them, but why does she have to go like change her live when I'm live? Like, how does she?
it's honestly, it's insane. It's like a whole community of lol cows who think that they are bullying another lol cow. They don't realize that they are the lol cows. It's a community of, it's basically a community of boogie 2988s, all going after a random normie mentally disabled woman, and they don't realize that they're the boogie 2988s.
I don't know, girl. I don't know technology.
Unless she.
Wow, was watching Malcolm talking about the Lewis McClung stuff, so I missed most of your stream. I see the way it is. I see the way it is. It's my first stream back in like months, and you decide to go to somebody else's stream. Wow, Payne. I see the way it is. JK, I don't care.
It won't let me do that. I tried that.
Oh, wow. I don't understand how they can just take your lives like that or download your I'm not very good with technology. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ooh,
how
why
long
you
she
lying?
Did you see the videos
Wait,
where she puts
we're
an X on my face?
lying.
She calls me out, and I have a
Cannibalistic
disability,
lol farm,
everybody's
yeah.
saying that I shouldn't go to the food bank. I shouldn't do this. I'm serving kids. I'm a pedophile. Because
I like how she just clings to that, right? Because she knows their audience is gonna freak out.
So why does Malice need proof that Carly called the cops? Well, to make up a new narrative, of course.
Like, you literally called the cops on another YouTuber. What were you trying to do? Get me, like, swatted?
So here's what happened with
You
that.
claim that she called the police on you, probably with no evidence. Meanwhile, you're contacting her mother and all her family members. What is wrong with you?
If you remember from earlier, Malice immigrated to New Zealand. One night when Carly was complaining about Malice making videos about her, someone told Carly that cyberbullying is illegal in New Zealand and that she could call the police on her, which Carly did. The police explained that they couldn't do anything and they left it alone. But let's be clear about a few things. First, even if the American police had taken this seriously, they wouldn't have issued a SWAT team to your house. Second, cyberbullying is illegal in New Zealand under the Harmful Digital Communications Act of 2015. Additionally, the way this crime is reported, it's not through the police, it's through an independent organization called NetSafe that attempts to arbitrate the dispute before engaging with law enforcement. Maybe this would be a good time for a PSA. If you or someone you know is being cyberbullied or cyberstalked by someone in New Zealand, their voices should be heard. You can go to netsafe.org.nz and click on Make a Report to help people stay safe online. In my form, I got to call Carly my friend, and that was just such a moment for me.
That's rich coming from the one who bullies disabled people.
Okay, next claim is Carly is ableist. Wow. Okay. They're really going to claim that Carly is ableist. Okay. All right.
Just recently. And now you're going to stand up and protect them. Get the out of here, Carly.
For as much as it seems like I'm running defense for Carly, none of this makes her a good person in my eyes. I just don't think that it's right to exaggerate these accusations onto somebody who doesn't have the cognitive ability to defend herself. With all that being said, the main claim is that Carly bullied a disabled woman. And I think they keep some of these claims vague just to make it sound like there's more happening than there actually is. And it took me a while to realize that the disabled woman that they're referring to is Samantha, who, as I mentioned earlier, has this ongoing feud with Carly. So I guess that's true, but it seems to go both ways from what I can see. So there are accusations that Carly called Samantha the R word. I can't find any video backing that up. I can find a video where she's watching one of Samantha's live streams and Samantha says the R word and Carly laughs at it.
People, she keeps bringing up personal information. That's what she's saying.
Retard. Next time, my new parents went and oh yeah, you guys can have her. I don't want her anymore. She's a retard.
You seriously laughed at that? What is wrong with you, Carly? You really are sick. For someone who claims to have an intellectual disability,
how's it going?
and you laugh at someone being called by her mother, that's sick, Carly.
But she never called her that during this stream.
No,
and if
she
she didn't
didn't.
say it herself, why hold it over her head like this? And if she did, so what? Why is it that everyone here is well into adulthood and dishes all this hate out, but they can't take some talk back? Go touch grass. However,
True. Talking about if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. Okay? Because I'm about to enter the kitchen and I will scorch you. Okay? You have no idea what you're getting ready for. All right?
a much
Oh
more
my
egregious
God.
example that I actually do find kind of bad is a video where Carly is dancing on TikTok and she's bitching about Samantha. Now, full disclosure, I couldn't find the original video, so this video is edited. It's from the channel Please Notice Me, and I'll link that video in the description because it's funny as but I'll mostly just show you the
Just
problematic.
got back from getting a new kitten. Congratulations. Is it a boy or is it a girl? What kind of kitten is it? You better share pictures in the Discord, okay?
Stuff here.
Shut up, Samantha. You don't know what dancing
Hi,
is. You have
Tetris.
CP. You're not going to be able to do what I can do. Let me show you a thing or two because CP is not a joke. And when you have CP, you can't. You're not going to be able to
Hi,
be a professional
Spore.
dancer. So, and I'm gonna show you something that she can probably never do.
Did I just get a raid?
She's a little crybaby. So let me show you the real dance.
Did we just get a raid in here? Stardust is going back to the kitchen. Cat time. Kitties are so good. They are. Stardust asking for the pussy gender is transphobic. How dare you? Can't believe you were part of Progressive Victory. I wasn't ever part of Progressive Victory. I don't think I was ever paid by them or part of them. What's this video and noise? Raider box. Oh, Loner Box. Thank you for the raid. Hello, welcome everybody. Thank you for the raid, Loner Box. Very kind of you. So welcome to the stream, everybody. I am Stardust. I currently have a Frogan video that is completely finished. It will be premiering on Wednesday at 3:30 p.m. Okay. I will be doing a stream prior to that, going over my first video on Frogan, and this is my second video. Right now, what we are watching, and I also, there are a bunch of clips I didn't even use in the video, right? So there's so much more, but what we are watching right now is a video essay by one of my friends, Worst of the Internet, who basically documented this really weird sphere of the internet where it's a bunch of like middle and old-aged women who are bullying this developmentally disabled woman. And they think that the developmentally disabled woman is a lol cow. But secretly, all of them are the lol cows. It is like a community full of boogie 2988s bullying a mentally disabled woman. It's just insane. So, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the raid, Lonerbox. Lonerbox does excellent coverage of all political content. Okay, you guys should be checking him out if you haven't already. One of my favorite streamers. Amazing, amazing, amazing content. And just wrecks people. It's just amazing to see. So yeah, thank you so much. LOLception, we are on team mentally disabled women. We are. I'm getting so mad about this. There's like this horrible old woman who is just constantly bitching about Carly, and it's just insane. It's insane. So basically Jerry from Parks and Rec. I didn't watch Parks and Rec, but yeah, maybe. Turn this down.
Think again, bitch! You can't dance like that when you have Sarah Parsley, bitch!
So let me explain something to you, Carly. I understand you're mad at Samantha and you want to attack her. I don't give a shit about that at all. But what I'm not going to do is ignore the fact that you just attacked an entire group of people with disabilities in this clip with no regard for what you're actually saying. Girl, I love watching you dance, but this isn't okay. There's actually a lot of people who...
One thing I also really love about Worst of the Internet is that he'll give his criticism to people in a way that they deserve it, right? So, while most of this video has been defending Carly, like, he's like paused here to be like, look, Carly, like, this is not okay.
are professional dancers with cerebral palsy. I agree with them that this one's over the line, not for Samantha's sake, her, but the fact is that you should never be letting yourself get so worked up that you start to attack people that have done nothing to you. And like I said, I understand she's just beefing with Samantha, but the problem with this whole drama is that the more they poke and prod at Carly, the more they know they can get her to say messed up shit like this. I don't like it either, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say my opinion and then I'm gonna move on. And if she does it again, I'll say my opinion again and I'll move on. And if she does it again and again and it just looks like this is what she just does, then I'll probably just stop watching her. What I'm not going to do is I'm not gonna start making daily videos saying how evil and horrible she is. And I'm not gonna email her mother about it. She's nearly 40. I'm not going to flirt with her fiance and tell him to leave her. And I'm not going to call her high school. And I'm not going to threaten to strangle her. And if Carly decides to make videos and attack me and threaten me for having this opinion, I don't care. She can hate me all she wants and I'd still watch her content because I can look at someone like Carly and understand where she's coming from. She's lived most of her life with a disability and with everyone telling her what to do and how to act. I'm sure high school probably wasn't much better than the hell you're putting her through now. I'm not saying her...
Thank you for the welcome back. Thank you so much. Yeah, as you guys know, I took a hiatus. I'm dipping back into streaming very slowly. But yeah, it's been a process. So I appreciate you guys very much for being here and supporting me. I really do appreciate it.
Disability is an excuse here. I'm saying that as a normal, well-adjusted adult, I can look at Carly attacking me and I can shrug it off. If you can't understand that, then you clearly haven't been around anyone with mental challenges and you probably shouldn't be allowed around them either. So this concludes the Carly is a bully chapter. And yes, that was all one chapter. Now, I'm sure there's like 100 other accusations here that I'm not covering that people are going to make up in my comment section. But I try to cover as much as possible with the basic accusations that all of the reaction channels were running with. Now, I just need to go a little more in depth on a couple more topics.
Are you that afraid because now you know that I'm going to be on...
Okay, so she's adjusted her web camera. It's a little bit better now, right? Before we only saw her forehead. Now we're seeing her full face. It's a little bit of an improvement. Are you Canadian? I am not. I am American. But I very much enjoy Lonerbox's coverage of various political events. I think he does a really great job. Even if he's not fully aware of a situation, he does his job when it comes to investigating and forming a well thought out, nuanced opinion on it. And a lot of these things that he researches are, very complex geopolitical issues. So I have to give him his props, I'm glad you're back, Star, because I've been starving for videos to watch. Well, I'm glad to be back. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in once again for my big premiere stream. And again, I will be going live on Wednesday before the premiere of the Frogan video. It is good. I will tell you, I had a whole, group of people who were supporting me. I'm very grateful to that. Worst of the Internet probably watched my video 16 times in full just to make sure that there were no errors. Even Glitterbell watched my video probably 4 or 5 times in full. And I do have, I'm very, very grateful to the support that I've had over it. Well, it took me months to get it done. I had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life. So, trying not to be too hard on myself, but yeah, it took me a while, So, but yeah, I think this is an even better video. I think it's more concise. I think it hits the points that I want it to hit in a pretty effective way. So I'm looking forward to seeing people's reactions to it. And yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. And I think the next video that I work on is going to be a banger as well. Or I hope so, you know?
With Emma and maybe even Hatman, because oh my god, Sam's gonna confess. Sam's gonna tell, you know, the entire world about, you know, who you really are. Oh, and just
Are you and Sunday still beefing? I don't know if beefing is the right word, but 2025 is the year of boundaries for me. And what I will say is, if I feel like I've been disrespected by somebody, or I feel like they are actively disrespecting me, I'm not going to engage with them. And I require people to engage with me respectfully if they want me to interact with them. That's my stance.
so, you know, Carly, since you fucking, you know, have seen me always on stairs, you know, sitting on my ass, guess what? Guess what? You judge me? Sit there and say, oh, you know, Sam can't walk. I walk just fine, bitch. I walk just fine. You judge me and sit there and say, oh, I don't have a disability? You. Really? Really?
What is this lady so upset about?
Making videos about me saying, oh, you know, let's show Sam what I can do and she can't do.
Oh, she's mad about the video we just saw. Okay, I
I'm
see.
so sick and tired of keeping this inside of me. You're gonna stop bullying
This is
me
just turning
right
into a disability on disability fight. This is just wild.
the fuck now. And stop saying, oh, you know, I'm gonna spread awareness for people with intellectual disabilities because they've been bullied. You're the bully.
I'm a
Evidence
bully
out
to
there
begin with,
of
though.
you
Let's be
fucking
real.
making fun of the fact that I can't do you. Oh, what, you're gonna, you know, remove because you know that I'm gonna be on a panel giving my side of the story?
Excuse me, my dad is not a horse energy. Real.
I, you know, made a response video about you. That day, I was defending your mom. Defending her.
I've avoided bringing up Samantha too much in this video because anyone who's ever looked at this situation in any amount of good faith has almost the same takeaway.
Now, for as much as Sam doesn't want to be compared to Carly, I'm really struggling to see the difference between these two lolcows in a rage.
Now,
They're
I
not
could insert
lolcow.
countless
Well-
clips of Samantha raging on her live stream about Carly and show you how the totality of her content was just going live for 15 minutes and then raging and screaming and crying about Carly.
Don't ever call me honey. Oh my god.
My
I fucking
God,
wanna
dude.
kill her. Leave me the fuck alone.
Oh my god.
But honestly, that could take up an entire video itself. So let me just talk about my interactions with Samantha around this time. So if Carly and Sam were Israel and Palestine, then Carly's Israel, Samantha is Palestine, and the reaction channels are Hamas because they are using Samantha as a human shield to deflect any amount of
my
criticism for their
God.
actions.
Dude, are you serious? MC, oh my god. Worst of the internet. You can't do that compare. Oh my god, that analogy is going to put you in hell, dude. Wow. Wow.
In any amount of good faith has almost the same takeaway.
Now, for as much as Sam doesn't want to be compared to Carly, I'm really struggling to see the difference between these two lolcows in a rage.
Now, I could insert countless clips of Samantha raging on her live stream about Carly and show you how the totality of her content was just going live for 15 minutes and then raging and screaming
It's a
and
weird
crying
analogy,
about
but it
Carly.
works.
I'm fucking done with this shit, honey mother. Oh my god. I want to. Leave me the fuck alone. You bitch.
But honestly, that could take up an entire video itself. So let me just talk about my interactions with Samantha around this time. So if Carly and Sam were Israel and Palestine, then Carly's Israel, Samantha is Palestine, and the reaction channels are Hamas because they are using Samantha as a human
Oh
shield
my
to deflect any
God.
amount of criticism for their actions. Samantha would obsess over
Oh.
Carly content every day. Her only friends on
What an
YouTube were the
analogy.
reaction channels that would go after Carly. She would post every day on the subreddit, and when she would have her rages about Carly, she would get praised for it. When some people in the subreddit started mentioning that maybe Samantha could stop responding too, they would get banned, and then the Reddit would have a new rule that you could only talk about Carly, and anyone talking negatively about Samantha would get banned. Malice and Emma would hold a sub to Sam party at some point so that Samantha could have more subscribers than Carly so they could piss off Carly. After Samantha had a rage shortly after this, she deleted her account. Here's Emma talking about that in retrospect.
She's very sensitive, and then she just instinctually she just reacts and she deletes her whole channel. Well, then all of the work we've been doing to get people to come and subscribe is for nothing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
because it took a lot to get her from 71 and then get her to like 221 subscribers.
Which gives you an idea of where their priorities seem to lie when it comes to Samantha. Now, during the whole Cyrus incident, I had pointed out to Samantha in a reply comment that, in my opinion, her friends were using her just to trash on Carly, and I suggested that it's probably bad for her mental health to watch Carly content all the time. Of course, I got flamed for having such a controversial
Chase.
opinion. So let me just ask you something
are back.
directly, Elizabeth RN 1050. Since I know you've been watching this whole situation go down for many months and you love shaming Carly at every chance that you you get. Elizabeth, Samantha has a mental disability, and I think that we could both agree that Samantha acts traumatized by Carly. So why would you take a mentally ill person and show them traumatizing content on a daily basis? Those aren't friends. That's not supporting Samantha, that's harming her. Unless Samantha is lying and she isn't as traumatized by Carly as she claims. In which case, that would mean she's the one using the reaction channels to attack Carly. But really, it doesn't matter, Elizabeth, because this isn't what friends do. And if you think that that is friendship, then I see why you don't have any friends outside of YouTube. And one other thing, Elizabeth, please don't let me find out that the RN in your name stands for what I think it stands for. Please tell me it stands for Royal Navy or right nostril or anything else. I really don't want to find out that a nurse has been out here harassing and trolling a disabled woman, Elizabeth. The clip that I showed at the beginning of this section was a clip of Samantha raging at Carly because she sent her a follow request on Instagram.
I noticed that somebody decided to...
Is Pretty Little Lies and Keeping It Cute the same person? They sound the same and use the same phrases. No, they're different people. They are both old, miserable women, from what I can tell, but they are different people.
Try and follow me on Instagram. I don't know why, but I noticed that, and I denied it. What the f*** do you want from me? I've left you alone. I haven't said a damn thing to you. So why do we need to keep, stalking, trying to stalk my Instagram now? Really?
This woman has some anger issues.
And she seems traumatized to me. So why
Missed
is the
you
response
too,
from
Danny.
her friends to say, come on our stream and talk about your trauma some more? Friends would say, hey, Samantha, a follow request isn't really stalking. I know you're stressed out by Carly, but maybe just take a break for a couple of days. But let's consider the angle that Samantha is doing this intentionally, and she hates Carly so much that she's stirring up the pot just to gas up the reaction channels. Well, I have a story for that one. Just like in the Middle East, these two will have brief ceasefires, raging so much that she ends up deleting her channel or just stops responding entirely. But unlike Samantha, Carly does make content that doesn't involve this drama. It's mostly that she feels the need to obsessively respond to this drama. So one day, during one of these ceasefires, Carly had announced that her mom had to go to the ER. It's unclear what exactly happened to her mom, but she was fine and it doesn't really matter. Carly was being a little bit histrionic about it.
My mom is fighting for her life in the hospital right now to see what is wrong with her.
Her mom,
Live
she's
for
allowed
later
to be
that night, and
histrionic.
people on Reddit were already complaining about, well, why is she going live if her mom's in the hospital, and speculating on why she didn't go. And look, if that's your opinion, then whatever. I just don't think it's really anybody's business, to be honest. However, out of nowhere, Samantha decides to go live and talk about how offensive it was that Carly went live while her mom was in the hospital.
Okay. I don't care if I get hated for this at all.
Oh my god.
I'm honestly disgusted.
You've got to be kidding me!
I don't know where to begin with this, but beyond believing disgusted. So, somebody decided to go live while their mom is in the hospital. If that was me, I wouldn't be going live to get attention and sympathy. It is beyond disgusting. Your number one thought would be your mom and not fucking YouTube. I just lost, well, I didn't just lose. My parents are dead. Not once did I go fucking live on YouTube about it.
So we are watching the human incarnation of Middle Eastern religion. I don't know. I just think that analogy is really funny.
Never once did I go on YouTube to do a live when my father was in the hospital.
Hi, some guy Tyler. How's it going? What's happening? We are watching a community of Boogie2988s bully a mentally disabled woman, and we're getting mad at the community of Boogie2988s. Basically, Worst of the Internet made this whole video essay about how basically, like, God, my brain is freezing up at the wrong moment. Okay, so Worst of the Internet made this whole video essay about this woman named Carly. And Carly is this developmentally disabled woman. And he's just basically documenting this entire community that's dedicated to hating on her and dedicated to just like bullying her, right? And so we're just watching and we're getting mad. It's a very good video essay. So
Live. Not once did I go on live while my mom was fighting for her life in the hospital. But here you are, doing a live, and you wonder why people are talking shit about you.
And of course, Carly responded.
So Samantha, Carson, Taylor, whoever she is, she had the nerve to bring up my mother and talk about my mom when it wasn't her place. She has no right talking about my mom. I wasn't cheery on my live. She has no right to bring up my mom. I'm so sick and tired of you, Samantha. Mind your business and stay out of my business. Who the hell do you think you are talking about my mom the way you did?
True.
I really hope Reddit talks about you. But what? I would never speak to your mother that way, even if she was alive or not. I would never make a video and talk about your mom that way. My mom just didn't want me to come up because she doesn't want me to see her that way. I don't drive. I live 15 minutes away from the hospital. I don't drive. How am I going to get there? My mom told me not to come because she doesn't want me seeing her the way she is because I would be crying. If I want to go live or make videos, it's my choice, Samantha. Stay out of my life And Samantha,
Yeah.
you want to talk about my mom, but you can't sit there and tell everybody that you're a bully, that you have to talk about everybody else. Why don't you admit that instead of talking about other people? It's so disgusting. I don't have any words to what she said, and it was so lowest of the low. I cannot believe Samantha would bring up my mom the way she did. Like, what is wrong with people? I have every right to make this video because she wants to bring up my mom, and my mom did nothing to you, Samantha.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
That's not your mom in the hospital fighting for her
We
life.
don't
That's
know.
my mother.
Here's the thing: we don't know Carly's situation. We don't know if she lives with her mom. We don't know if she lives separate from her mom. We don't know how far away she lives from her mom. Right? Why is she not in the hospital? Well, clearly she doesn't have a car. Right? Yeah, it's nobody's business, and it's like the same thing with them shaming her for going to the food bank. This is clearly a woman who's on disability, who spends a decent amount of it on her rent, and then the rest of it on her bills. And the food bank people, made sure that there was food allocated towards her, like, come on, So we don't know any of her details,
You have no right to talk about my mom. Okay? Maybe if you just...
It's just a whole community that is beating up on this one woman, and it's very clear that she's developmentally disabled, and all of these other people are fully functioning adults,
If you mind your business and stop talking about my mom and leave my mom out of your mouth. You told me to leave your mother out my mouth. You need to leave my mother out your mouth. You were told not to make any more videos about me. You were told not to talk about me in your videos anymore. And there you go again, starting shit up.
This is crybullying. We know she was eligible. Yeah. She talked to the government officials. They know that she was eligible for the food bank, and a bunch of people were just hating on her for, I don't think this woman makes that much money, per month. So.
And when it was quiet, do your own content and leave my mother and my family out your mouth.
Now, this back and forth eventually
What the is a fully functional adult? Somebody with a full deck of cards in their brain, okay? Carly is not somebody with a full deck of cards in her brain. And it's a bunch of people with full decks of cards beating up on somebody with, like, a very incomplete set.
something known as the crotch critter story, but I'm going to save that for another time. I just want to explain my interaction with Samantha at this time. Now, at this time, I'm using my 4th account in Carly's live streams because after I started figuring these people out, I would tell her, girl, don't bother responding to these losers. They are not worth your time. And she would end up blocking me. For whatever reason, this time I'm on my personal account and she decides to mod me. Almost immediately after this stream, Samantha goes live and says this.
If you got supporters on your side, then explain to me why your little friend Alex subbed to me this morning. Explain to me. Explain to me why Alex subbed to me this morning. Explain to me why a couple of your friends on your channel subbed to me.
Now, I will admit I was looking at Samantha's content to figure out what was going on, but I had never subscribed to her, especially on an account that I was barely using. When she said this, I was shocked and I immediately checked all of my accounts to see if maybe just I had accidentally clicked it or something, and I wasn't subscribed on a single one of them. Now, I don't have a problem with Samantha, and I don't hate her for this, but it's a blatant example of her intentionally lying just to stir up more drama. I didn't go live and scream and holler at her about it, and I didn't call her a liar even though she is. I probably should have at the time since nobody seemed to want to listen to Carly's side of things. But if I had to guess, Sam probably learned this from her friends, so I don't really hold it against her. Now, at this point in the story, I felt like I had enough information on most of the accusations against Carly. There was still one thing missing. What about Samantha's original issue with Carly? This repeatedly gets brought up over and over again in the exact same way.
You went after a mute, right? Nonverbal, autistic child with Down syndrome.
Down syndrome, autism, and nonverbal. Down syndrome, autism, and nonverbal. Down syndrome, autism, and is nonverbal.
Said that your disabilities were worse than hers.
Saying your disability is worse than hers.
Wasn't worse, just that she had more.
Way worse than hers.
And attacked her mother. And people started calling you out for it.
Trying to tell that mom she wasn't raising her daughter properly.
As I mentioned before, these claims just seem so vague that I assume they're just talking about some random mom that came into Carly's chat or comments or something. And the way they kept robotically repeating these phrases just made me think that I must be missing something here, right? The only question I still had left was, who was this mother? And I'm going to warn you right now, this is where the story gets very dark.
Ooh.
Okay, guys, so
Raising Autumn.
Raising Autumn TikTok today, and Audrey has a picture of Autumn holding a guy's hand. I think it's her dad. But I don't think Autumn can handle a boyfriend with her autism and Down syndrome. I'm not trying to be mean, but I don't think guys will accept Autumn for who she is. I don't want Autumn getting hurt. I think her mom is pushing Autumn to date, pushing Autumn to be on TikTok and YouTube, and she doesn't even want to be filmed. And I don't understand what's
These are actually really good criticisms from Carly. Like, Autumn doesn't want to be filmed. Autumn doesn't want to be on TikTok, and the mother keeps putting her on TikTok. Yeah, that's concerning. Beautiful receipts, worst of the internet. Yeah, he brings his receipts. That's one thing I gotta say. He brings his receipts.
With all these days, she's trying to like make Autumn be in a video, but she doesn't want to, and I don't want Autumn getting hurt. I don't think Autumn is ready to date. I don't think she's gonna date. I don't think she's gonna not find anybody. Only people she'll probably find is someone with her level and Down syndrome, but I don't think she'll date a typical. That's my opinion. So please subscribe and like. Thank you for watching. Bye.
So the information of what happened around this time doesn't seem to be very well documented, and I can only go based on 5 clips that I could find, and these all happened in 2022. It appears that around summer of 2022, Carly was harassing another TikTok creator by the name of Raising Autumn. Raising Autumn is a mother named Audrey documenting her life raising an autistic nonverbal child with Down syndrome named Autumn. Carly was making multiple sock accounts, and among the things that the reaction channels had claimed that Carly had said was things like, Autumn should be taken away, if you did XYZ, then she wouldn't act like this, and there was some accusation that Carly had doxed Audrey, but the main comment that had been always documented well was this one. Now, this just fundamentally is not true on any level, and to the extent that Carly harassed this woman with multiple accounts, then I totally condemn that, and I expressed that earlier. If you get banned once, take a hint. Regardless, there's no real defense here, and she probably shouldn't have commented that. The thing is, trying to find examples of the other claims was just a mess. Let me show you.
Video, I'm just talking about
Another
this girl,
thing
Autumn,
is,
about how her mom's treating her. And just talking and talking and talking. And
another thing is, I don't get about Audrey
Raising
is,
Autumn update. That's all I'm doing, just talking. It's freedom of speech. I wasn't being mean to the mother or the daughter. I was just, talking about how she's raising her and stuff like that. I know this wasn't appropriate for TikTok, but they had the nerve to post it on Lexi Needs to Stop 123. And
you got to let
I did go by Lexi and Alexa.
Okay.
And that was just to prime you for the next one, where Carly plays a video from Raising Autumn's channel and attempts to talk over it.
So I was watching this video of Raising Autumn. I'm trying not to, say much. And the video should not be on YouTube. This video is so disrespectful. It's called Autumn Struggles with Meltdown, and her mom decided to take the camera, put it in her daughter's face, and watch her have a
that is
tantrum,
disrespectful.
and bugged her until
What
she stopped crying. I know I have an intellectual disability. I'm not trying to bring her up or anything, but you should never do that to a child with special needs or not.
Dude, these
If
are
they're-
very valid critiques from Carly towards his mother. It seems like she's like reaching out and advocating on behalf of Autumn, like as somebody else who has disabilities as well.
acting out. You need to just stop filming and just walk away. Don't even film, because that's going to give a lot of attention for the bullies or haters to comment. She turned off her comments because she didn't want to have any hate. But this video should not be on YouTube, and she was calling her names, saying that she.
That's terrible. That's so mean.
All you have to do is participate. Autumn, all you have to do is participate. That's all we have to do.
That is so, oh my god. That's horrible. The name of the channel that made this is called Worst of the Internet. He is a friend of the show. He's streaming, well, he's not streaming on his main channel right now, but he makes these video essays and he's really good at it. And this was like a really niche subject, and he knocked this one out of the park. It's amazing. Worst of the Internet. I will link it to you. Give me a second here. 1 second. This is the video. Please go give it a like and give him a subscribe,
Let's try. You're not even trying. If you want iPad, you need to try. Do you want to work?
Now, this clip is at least a little more coherent.
That's so sad.
See? Look how mean she is. She doesn't even interact with her daughter. See?
Don't record yourself and your daughter having a meltdown if you're not ready for people to criticize you for it. Imagine recording your child with disabilities and using them for content like this. It's disgusting. I'm so glad to see you, Star. You look great. I'm glad you're back. Thank you. I'm glad to be back. If you don't want to comment on this or already said something earlier, Star, that's fine. But did you hear about the Bo Black stuff? I did. And personally, I'm just not interested in going over it. I get it. The dude has an OnlyFans. He's clearly going through some and has his gender dysphoria, and I'm not really interested. There are legitimate criticisms of Bo Blacks, and don't get me wrong. It was shocking for me when I heard him call me a nobody or whatever, nobody loser. But I just am not interested in covering his OnlyFans stuff. Okay, if you guys want to be first-time customers to Bo Black's OnlyFans, go right ahead. I'm just not interested in that. Okay, and you should own up to being, if you're gonna do that, you're gonna look that shit up and you know, I don't know what you're doing with it. You're gooning to it. You should own up to being a gooner. That's what I think. So, yeah. His mother is being abusive to the daughter. Yeah, I would say filming your disabled daughter having breakdowns and putting that on the internet as like content seems really gross to me.
That's rude.
It's like, it makes me so uncomfortable.
Very, very disappointed in your behavior. Look at me.
See, look what she does. She films and doesn't even help her. I mean, who does that?
Yeah, she's genuinely
like, why would you even do that? Like, if you have a daughter, it's sad. Like, why would you even film this kind of stuff on the internet? Like, what would you guys do?
And she's speaking as somebody who has disabilities. You know, she's speaking as somebody from that perspective and how she would feel if her mother did that to her. If anybody is qualified to talk on this, it's her.
I mean, would you film Autumn's tantrums, your daughter's tantrums on the internet? I wouldn't. That's sad.
That is
sad.
sad.
No, she filmed her daughter. Look at this one. She films that. See how she films her period?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If this is the first time you clicked on my video, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to share with you guys my office transformation, which is amazing, and I love it. I'm also going to be sharing with you about Autumn's period and how it's been with the mood swing.
Would you do that to your child? Would you put your child's period on the internet?
That's so fucked up.
Would you guys ever put your kid's period on the internet?
That's so fucked up. It's disgusting. My bad. It's disgusting.
I wouldn't. That's sad. No, she's not a good mom.
And so every time Carly would bring this channel up, she would get universally flamed for it. So I decided to take a look for any other comments that Carly might have left on Audrey's channel and what else Carly might have been saying. On August 31st, 2022, Audrey posted this reply video to her TikTok.
I'm absolutely going to block this girl because she creates account after account after account after account to harass me. But like, if you don't like my content, you don't like that I share about my daughter with a disability, for the love of God, why are you on my page?
She's advocating as somebody who has a disability, who wouldn't have appreciated her own mother doing that. It's disgusting.
No way. My account is to help other parents and other caregivers in the same situation as me. It's not for anyone else. If you can't relate to that, get out of here.
Okay, nobody's saying being a caregiver is easy, right? It is probably one of the hardest positions to be in. As to anybody, right? Like, being a caregiver is a very thankless job, especially for somebody with a disability or somebody with a mental illness, right? Being a caregiver is a very difficult situation to be in. But you have to know, as you're working as a caregiver, that like whatever resentment, whatever difficulties, whatever frustrations, whatever stress you are going through, you know that the person you're taking care of has nobody else and they are relying on you. And oftentimes they are in even more distress than you are, right? So this is like, I understand being a caregiver is a very, very hard job. But one of the main things you have to remember as a caregiver is that the person you are taking care of has no choice in being disabled, has no choice in being in the situation that they're in and being reliant on you. So for you to film them and expose them and demean their dignity on the internet for content is disgusting. I love Stardust so much. She's badass. Thank you. Thank you.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yep.
Sharing a period of their kid sounds like almost like sexual exploitation because of how sensitive it is. Yeah. It's a hard job, but it's not a good reason to exploit the person you're supposed to be caring for. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, and this woman is taking advantage of the power dynamic. Absolutely.
That is one of Carly's usernames, and this video appears to be what prompted a brigade of people to start trolling Carly and more people investigating her. Now, I couldn't find the original video of Samantha calling out Carly or when it was, and like I said, most information on that specific incident is not easily found. But let's discuss Audrey and Autumn. After finally discovering this account, I decided to take a closer look into her content. Now, you may disagree with my take on this, but I really don't like family vlog channels. It's already problematic enough when you
family vlog channels are always rampant with abuse.
Focus your content on children that can't legally consent, but to focus your content on a nonverbal child that can't even express whether they really want to be on YouTube kind of crosses a line for me.
Yes.
I wanted to hope that the family, but at least the daughter, was being presented in a good light. Either way, I will be blurring Autumn's face for this video. Now, if you only looked at her TikTok, nothing seems outwardly controversial, but looking at the YouTube channel where Audrey posts longer content paints a slightly different story. A look at her most popular videos includes 4 thumbnails of Autumn screaming and having a tantrum. There's 2 videos from what appears to be a multi-part series on my daughter with with Down syndrome gets her period, where Audrey is seen holding up her daughter's underwear, pads, and diapers. We also have first OBGYN doctor's visit, Autumn struggles with a
Ew.
meltdown, and we hate haircuts. Even videos with more innocuous...
Are you kidding me? Dude, your first OBGYN appointment? Are you serious? Who made this video? Worst of the internet. I will link you. God, dude, that's so disgusting. Are you serious right now?
Titles like Autumn's Morning. We also have first OBGYN series on...
Okay, a woman going through her period as a young woman, blossoming into a young woman. I personally believe a girl going through your period is probably one of the most traumatic things that you experience. Okay? Going through puberty as a woman is terrifying. Okay? Terrifying. And that's for an average woman. That's for an average girl. Are you serious? So your body is changing. You've got all sorts of hormones with your emotions. You're bleeding out of an orifice that you didn't even know you had. And you think that you're going to die. You're wondering how can I bleed this much without dying? You feel like that's for a normal, full deck of cards human being, okay? For a nonverbal girl who is going through that. Like, I firmly believe that puberty is one of the most traumatic things that a girl goes through. The first 5 are horrific and anxiety-inducing. I would say for the first year for me was, the first year of getting periods for me was terrifying. Was absolutely terrifying. Yeah, there's nothing educational about that. And then on top of that, going to an OBGYN is also another experience that is very, very confusing and very awkward and uncomfortable for girls. It's embarrassing, right? It's like, not only is it, even with the period stuff, not only is it traumatizing to be thinking about how much blood is constantly coming out of you during this, and how am I not dead, and how does this even work? And, you know, I don't think the average average dude would not be able to handle that much blood, seeing that much blood on a regular basis, okay? I'm just saying, not only is it all of those things, it's humiliating. It's embarrassing, because as women, you are taught that your period is disgusting, it's unclean, it's something you need to hide, all of those things. So you've got multiple, layers of this. Your daughter is nonverbal. You are filming these things. You're filming her having a meltdown during one of the most vulnerable times of her life. And then you're making videos about her first OBGYN visit, which is also a time where a lot of young women will, a very, very awkward time. A stranger putting a speculum inside you. It's so disgusting. And Carly was calling out this woman. And all these people decided to dogpile on Carly instead of this woman who is exploiting her child for online content.
My daughter with Down syndrome gets her period, where Audrey is seen holding up her daughter's underwear, pads, and diapers. We also have first OBGYN doctor's visit, Autumn struggles with a meltdown, and we hate haircuts. Even videos with more innocuous titles like Autumn's morning routine or online school is not working for us seem to feature or be specifically focused on Autumn when she's crying or having a tantrum. Let's just take a look at one of these videos called An Awful Day Apple Picking. Now, I'm not going to play the actual video, but I will give you just a brief description. The family goes to an apple orchard to go apple picking.
I was 9 years old when I got my first period. Had no idea what was going on. My mother just handed me a book made for adults and I had to navigate it myself. That's horrible. Yeah.
According to Audrey, it's extremely hot outside and Autumn is just not interested in apple picking. So she sits on the ground and starts crying, and the family ends up picking apples while the dad waits behind with Autumn. Audrey makes sure at some point here to pose for a thumbnail before they leave. And then they go get milkshakes. At the end of these videos, Audrey usually includes a summary of the day and how she felt about it. Here's that part.
You know, I would be okay with if she wanted to make content and she didn't center it around her daughter, right? Like, you can center it around your life as a mother, but then you'd probably have to only film yourself, right? If you're like, oh, somebody's having a meltdown, you're not filming your daughter. You just are saying to the camera, somebody's having a meltdown, I'm gonna go deal with that. You know, like, that's it. Ah, dude. Nice to see you back, Stardust. Thank you.
I'm not going to lie to you that today was really, really difficult. And Autumn was having a really hard time.
You could have just filmed this without the rest of it, you know?
Trying to sit on the ground, and Tom was trying to pick her up, and we were trying to get her to be involved. And she was crying and screaming, and she was...
Yeah, no, my first year, I think I would get really nauseous. I had a friend who would actually throw up every time she got hers, but you know, I do think it's a very traumatizing incident for a lot of women.
Getting really sweaty because it was really hot and she was frustrated and she didn't want to walk. She didn't want to participate in apple picking and she can't communicate to us. So she was very, very frustrated and we were very frustrated. It's very, 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 very stressful, especially when there's a lot of people around. Luckily, there wasn't.
I feel like it's a good practice to comment on off-screen relationships as little as possible. Yeah, there are plenty of like mom bloggers who will talk about their days and what they're doing without ever filming their children.
A lot of people around today when we went apple picking because it was really
Or
early.
very minimally filming their children, you know? Only filming their children when they're cute and they're in their, you know, good mood, right? And if there's a bad mood, they're not filming their child. Like, don't embarrass your children like that.
And it barely opened, but it was still very, very stressful. And I was afraid of her sitting on the ground because there was like fire ants everywhere. I was afraid of her getting bit by ants. And I'm like, oh my God, she can't sit on the ground right here. This is like the worst spot ever. And we had such a good time the last time we went apple picking that I was like so disappointed that she had such a hard time today. And it's so hard not to be like, oh, why did we bother taking her? Or did we make the right decision taking her? Should we have gotten her a caregiver? But she did so good the last time that I really thought she liked it. But yeah, it was really, well, I'll just say it was terrible. It was a terrible, terrible time. Nobody had fun. The boys were frustrated because she was freaking out so bad and they just wanted to leave. My husband was frustrated. He wanted to leave. Just make our way up and just let her sit on the ground and just finish filling up our bags and let's get out of here. So that's exactly what we did. And then we ended up heading over to Hadley's, which we love Hadley's because they have bake shakes. And we tried to make the best of a really terrible, terrible day. We got lots of beef jerky and candy and we just made the best of it. And then we drove home and got stuck in so much traffic. So yeah, today was just a nightmare.
Now, if this was the only content that Audrey was posting on her channel, I really wouldn't have a problem. There's nothing wrong with her going online and lamenting about having a difficult day, even if that involves bringing up her special needs child. But to combine this along with the filming of all of these tantrums and bad moments is what's insane to me. In what world would this be okay for any child, whether they were special needs or not? I understand that Audrey thinks this is educational, but I mean, imagine if your parents filmed you as a child, broadcasted your temper tantrums to the world, and then complained about how difficult it was to deal with you on a regular basis. Additionally, I failed to...
Yeah, that's gonna make for terrible memories for that kid.
The educational value to this. She cried because she didn't want to be outside because it was hot out. I mean, I did that as a kid too. This is just her being a regular kid like everyone else. And look, you could probably argue that maybe that's the whole point of this, but again, why does this need to be filmed for YouTube? Let's go back to the TikTok though. It seemed calmer over there.
I don't share Autumn's harmful behaviors to humiliate her or to shame her or anything like that. I honestly just share it to educate my audience because not a lot of people know about this. If you don't work with children with disabilities or adults with disabilities, you might not know any of this stuff, and that's why I share it.
No, but if you're sharing it for fellow people with who have children with disabilities, they know what that's like. And they don't need to see that. They know what that's like. If you really need to, I mean, couldn't you just face the camera away from your child? You know, like, it just makes no sense to me. Like,
and I can understand this argument. Obviously, I don't have to watch, and unless I was actually investigating this weird niche YouTube drama, I probably would have never come across this channel in the first place. The thing is, wait a second. I just realized I'm only halfway through this clip. Let me finish playing it.
And I wanted to share one of the main self-harm behaviors that Autumn used to have before she started ABA therapy. And one of the main ones was she used to ingest her own feces. She also used to ingest dog feces or anything.
Dude, are you serious? Why would you share this about your child? I hope you're not using her real name.
That's on the ground, literally anything that was on the ground. And that was one of the behaviors we were trying to get her to stop doing because it would make her violently ill.
What the who the is watching this kind of What shocked me the most about this was the fact that it seemed like nobody was really talking about this channel.
No, dude. You're not only are you filming your child having these meltdowns, like you're exposing all this information about her. Like, you could have just said self-harm behavior. Why did you have to go into detail like that? That is actually humiliating your child, you know?
There were occasional comments that I could find criticizing Audrey, but the feedback was overall positive. When I went to look for any criticism off of YouTube, the only thing I could find was a gossip forum called Tattle Life with posts from 2021 and 2022 criticizing Audrey. One of the very important things that I learned here was that she has her freaking home address listed on her TikTok profile, which would eliminate the whole Carly doxed them theory. I also learned that during 2022, Audrey was actively engaging criticism and had made a resolution to explain things and educate others.
I really don't like trying to explain myself to people that are dedicated to misunderstanding me. But I vowed in 2022 to stand up for myself for these kinds of comments and to also explain things and educate others. People with Down syndrome have low muscle tone, they have joint issues, they sometimes have behavioral issues, and they can sometimes have hip issues. And sometimes they need a break. Sometimes they need to sit in a wheelchair. Sometimes they need to be in a special needs cart at a grocery store. This does not make them lazy, and this does not mean we are babying them. They have a legitimate disability. And anyone who has followed my YouTube, my Instagram, or my TikTok for any amount of time would know we do not baby Autumn. We have high expectations of Autumn, and she is very, very independent. So please, stop commenting this crap.
And this wasn't an uncommon response for Audrey. Around this time, she started to respond to many comments, either in a condescending tone or just outright complaining about random comments. The one that I found most disturbing, though, was this one.
This comment is a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier.
what does it say? It says, that is gross though, and yeah, not all of us are low IQ freaks, even if we are autistic. Hoo-hoo-hoo. So another autistic person is commenting here.
I would say that the majority of hate comments that we get are from low support needs autistics. And that's
Yeah, because they're concerned about you filming the most intimate parts of your child. What the dude?
says a lot. It's very much like pick me energy. Even though you're a part of that community,
energy.
you want to say,
it's
well,
like
I'm not like that.
advocating.
Well, now
They're advocating for your child from a perspective that you do not have.
Who's comparing disabilities. Seriously though, at what point in the story does a grown adult without intellectual disabilities decide to just delete the comments and move on? Now at this point, I wanted to be able to say that this was at least a year ago and that most of Audrey's content has changed and it doesn't focus as heavily on Autumn's tantrums or any problematic things.
Oh, I read the comment as like, this is disturbing. You know, not all of us need to be treated this way, and you know, you shouldn't be. Yeah, I read that as concern, basically.
The 8-passenger scandal broke out last year. A lot of these family vlog channels had started to adjust their content a little bit in order to avoid any mass criticism campaigns. And like I said, I wanted to tell you that Audrey wasn't still posting problematic content until I looked at this YouTube video from 1 month ago.
Autumn also went through a stage where she wanted to be naked all the time.
And yes, she flashed a photo of Autumn naked here. It is a censored photo, but I've censored it again in order to hide Autumn's face. The thing is, every time I've scratched a little bit deeper at the content on this channel, it's just made me physically sick.
And lastly, one of the most difficult behaviors that we had to endure, I will say, is the self-stimulation. And if you don't know, I'm not going to go into detail. Use your imagination.
Okay, nope, we are not doing that. I've seen some messed up things on the internet, but this just gave me this weird mixture of anger, sadness, and nausea all at the same time. And look, if you just completely disagree with me to this point, or you still think all of this is educational, then fine. You're entitled to your opinion too, but I think we probably won't see eye to eye on any of the other subjects in this video either. But I do have one last clip for you, and I won't even comment on it. I just have one question.
You know, you're not even able to go in peace more.
Yes, you put under the chair, under you. The person who doesn't policy looked at this. Like, that's true. Look at the positive side.
Bye, Dukester boy. He was such a good dog. He's gone to Dougie Heaven, and he went before we even were ready. But he was ready.
Such a kind and peaceful dog.
We're gonna make you a little memorial, and we're gonna get your ashes, and we're gonna put them on the mantle or on the shelf.
How is this educational? And people might hate my opinion here, but Carly's comment, I think I agree with you, Carly. I think she is doing this to make her daughter look bad on the internet, to get bullied and harassed, because I think she knows that engagement makes money on these platforms.
You know what? I think she is too. I think there are sick people on the internet, and they love to see people in pain.
And I think she does need to take this down because of whatever else you were trying to say here.
You don't put a camera in people's faces like that. That makes them more anxious and more angry to act out. Like how does Autumn understand things? She doesn't even talk.
Even as a normal teenager, imagine you are, you know, having your hormonal outbursts or whatever. I don't know. I was more of the type of teenager that, you know, wanted to just lie down and not talk to anybody. But when I was having those moments, but like, can you imagine your parent putting a camera in your face for that?
She doesn't even understand what is going on, and all you care about is filming her. Like, come on now.
So yeah, I kind of think Carly has a point here. The fact that these reaction channels
Carly was
use this
right.
as a
Carly was right, guys.
battering ram against Carly means that they either never actually watched Audrey's content and they jumped on this bandwagon, or they willfully knew and never wanted to discuss it in order to keep attacking Carly. Now, there's more that could be discussed here regarding Audrey and her husband, but I really can't bring myself to discuss this channel any further, and I really don't think going any further would be in the scope of this video anyway. However, I was able to find one channel by the name of The Dad Challenge Podcast who talks about family vlog channels regularly, and I'll link his video on raising Autumn in the description. He talks about these issues a lot better than I ever could, so if you want to learn more about the criticisms of family vlog channels, then check out his channel.
Can you see this? We're on route with wings and beer. We're gonna rescue you.
Is Carly
Let me just say this.
Okay, now I just want to stop here for a second and just talk about something. So people do this a lot on here, right? It's trolling. Like everyone trolls on here. But in one of my videos that I did about her, I was talking about how maybe she shouldn't be on the internet without like supervision from her mom or Freddie at all times, because like she doesn't seem to understand that, right? So when someone says a comment like that to her, I mean, she should be able to laugh it off and be like, haha, that's funny, and then just move on with her life. But she can't do that. And it's like, obviously, you should not be on here with a channel and stuff. Like, if you think that this is hard, and like you want to have 1 million subscribers, like I said, you can't control how people see you and what they think of you and what they're saying in your chat, other than you blocking them. Are you gonna just block everybody constantly all the time?
I'm gonna say this. If you guys are okay, I know he doesn't care. But I'm gonna say this.
Everyone gets blocked, right?
I want to be nice about this.
Right? I think so.
If I'm not. First of all, you guys, you're not taking him away from me. I don't care what you have to say. And I'm going to stick up for my fiance because I have every right to. You don't even know him. So stop talking about him.
He's not going anywhere.
If you remember, I gave 2 explanations for Amberlynn's Cakegate behavior. Either she's stupid or she's trolling. And if you think that I'm about to say that Carly is stupid, then wow, you actually think intellectually disabled people are stupid? How dare you? But do I believe in this clip that Carly actually believes someone is coming with beer and wings to steal Freddie away? No, and I think she's trying to say that, and I think she just has trouble expressing herself. Additionally, when you have Malice going into her man's DMs and then posting thumbnails like this, you might get why she's a little bit frustrated about people talking about stealing her man. And if you think she's genuinely bothered by this, what about this means that she needs to be supervised, Nella, for what? Throughout all the research that I've done on this, every single claim and every accusation that gets made against this woman.
Okay, but let's be real for a second. Let's pause for a second, okay? This group of women have been relentlessly bullying Carly for no good reason except for her being like developmentally disabled. They've been ruthlessly mean. And yeah, maybe she's thinking if they're crazy enough to call my high school, maybe they're crazy enough to show up with wings. I don't know.
Comes from one simple reality that nobody around here is willing to accept. Carly talks and you can't handle it. To which I say, why don't you get off the internet? I mean, I can't tell you how many times I saw people saying that she should be in a group home or under constant supervision. She doesn't have a criminal history. She isn't violent in any way. The only danger Carly presents is to your eardrums. And if you don't like it, just don't watch her. None of what she's done has justified what everyone else has done to her. If this is what your reaction is to a disabled person talking about you, then maybe you're the one that needs to be supervised. I mean, what's she going to do? Say she has more disabilities than you again? Oh no, somebody save me from this evil monster who's invalidating my victim mentality. And what the hell did any of you expect to come of this? You were all constantly twisting her words, blaming her for what everyone else was doing, and then questioning her disability. When that wasn't enough for you, you had Malice going in and actually creating situations that were never there in the first place, specifically to make up these narratives about her. I mean, honestly, did you think somebody was going to look favorably on a bunch of people who were dogpiling on a disabled woman? Did you think that they'd write news articles about how you were taking down the cyberbullies? Did you actually think this was going to look good for your public image? I mean, this is what you were defending. And I don't even have to prove or argue that Carly's a good person. That's how awful your actions look to people. And before you start typing up some giant paragraph about how I don't know what I'm talking about or how Carly's still a terrible person and never mention X, Y, or Z, just save it. I'll look at your comment like this and I will delete it because I'm not interested in having a conversation with you at all. Valkyrie says she's willing to have a conversation. Go talk to her. I'm not interested because I sat back and I watched all of this go down for 9 months and I said almost nothing about it because almost all of the coverage of Carly was negative. Well, dare I steal a phrase from Amberlynn?
But then I started feeling, for lack of a better term, gaslit.
I listened and I did my research and everything I found led back to the same thing. Carly talked, and this is from people who have made their entire channels about talking on people. Grow the up. Jesus Christ. Let me know when Carly holds up a 7-Eleven or something, then I'll care.
Brutal. Dude, worst of the internet killed it with this video.
All right, I think I'm done ranting at those lunatics for now. Let's get back to Carly's trolling. The thing is, I'm pretty used to watching meta trolling content. I think some of it is just really underappreciated these days. I love when someone's subtle enough to present something completely outlandish to you, but it makes you step back and say, is this person for real right now?
He will not yet. I'm gonna go ahead and make his daily water inside of this adorable glass purse water bottle. Color looked a little too girly for him, so I added some red food coloring to make it look like a little more fruit punch-ish. Then I added some lemon slices and raspberries, and then I added the straw for the final touch. He will keep this on his desk throughout the day and carry it to and from on the bus.
But I think the normalization of social media has really ruined it for a lot of people out here trying to make good content. People seem to think that because it's all mixed together into one feed, that it must all be real or it must all be fake, and then they have to get really, really angry about it, or they're not accomplishing anything in life. As I kept watching Carly, it was really hard to figure out. One of my regrets in this video is not being able to show you more of the funnier moments from Carly's content. Here she is singing with headphones on. Bonus points if you can name the song in the comment section.
And then the folds, and then there's a holds, and then there's under the sky, and then there's a death, and then there's a fears, and then there's a I mean, gotta be good, gotta be bold, gotta be wiser, be tough, gotta be kinder, gotta be
it's that,
gotta be tough.
Christina Aguilera.
No, I said to save the day. Oh, I know the love to save the day.
Probably my favorite video from her was where she read on the kids menu at On the Border that she could donate $10 to feed hungry children in Africa. So she decided to go home and do a live stream.
Dude, this was actually really funny. I remember watching this. This is so funny.
Reacting to a Save the Children video.
If you go to a restaurant, they offer you a chance to pay $1 to all the kids that are hungry. They'll offer you $1. So if you pay $1, you're helping kids eat in different countries. Let's go ahead and watch the rest of this video. So in here, it looks like these kids' bones are like all over their body. Okay, so we'll get to your comment in a minute. Okay, cool. We'll get to your comment in a second. Murray, I'll talk to you in a minute. So watching this makes me want to cry because these kids are starving, and it's sad. And Muffy said, we help provide water to communities that have no water. Well, thank you, Murray. That's so kind of you. Give this a big thumbs up if you like this video.
And of course, Pretty Little Lies took the bait.
Your video had nothing to do with the starving children of Africa. Yours was trying to manipulate your audience into thinking you're a good, kind person. And even though I was so pissed that you did that video and I don't have the money that you have, I knew you weren't donating to those kids. I gave $30. How much did you give, Carly? Because I still haven't seen your receipt.
Well, she only said to donate $10 and you did 30, so that's 10 for you, 10 for Carly, and then the charity got an extra $10. Carly did a great job
true.
raising awareness from where I'm standing, and she even got you to
It's
cover
so
her
true.
part. So is Carly trolling? I mean, I like to think so. Now look, I hate to throw another completely irrelevant storyline into the mix here, but I just want to make one last point, so here we go. This is Food Shops. She's a degenerate, attention-seeking loser who pretends to talk about
Ooh.
politics. This video came up in my feed titled, Hardcore Keffels Fan Confronts Me and Gets Totally Obliterated. So Keffels is a trans live streamer who a couple years ago had a campaign to get Kiwi Farm shut down.
I was not expecting this. Wow, I was not expecting this. I was not expecting this.
And she claimed she was being cyberstalked and moved to Europe in an attempt to get away. Since I got most of this information from Kiwi Farms, you can see how well that went. While she was on the run, so to speak, she was posting on social media quite a bit. One of these posts included a picture of food on the bed at the hotel that she was staying at. Someone stalking her was able to use the pattern on the bed sheets to find what hotel room she was in.
Do you think she is either reckless because she has done that again and then got doxxed again? Or do you think that she is actually, disingenuous because she is clearly trying to bait the doxer? So which one is it? Dumb or evil? You pick.
Do you think that this is a binary choice?
My dude.
It could have
Don't
just
you
been a
think-
genuine mistake. People make mistakes. I'm sorry to tell you.
Good point from Keldosh. Good point from Keldosh.
Don't you think it's such a stupid thing to post pictures of your bed sheets after you know that, an online harassment group is after you? Why the
Well, okay, let's be real here, right? If you are a normie and there's a group that's harassing you, if I'm going to be extra generous here, and look, I have no reason to be generous towards Keffels, okay? She's been horrible to me, okay? She has been legitimately horrible to me. But if you're taking pictures of your cat on your bed sheets, you probably don't think that people are going to be able to zone in on where you are, right? But okay, let's see what's going on here.
would you post pictures of your bed sheet?
I want to know
Don't you
why.
think that's a little stupid?
Why do you think it's a
why do
normal
you-
assumption
why-
that someone's
why
going to
isn't it-
identify
okay.
your hotel bed sheets? It's not a normal assumption. Normal people would not think that. I'm sorry.
If I felt like my life was being threatened, genuinely, my life was being threatened, I wouldn't post any kind of identification at all in terms of pictures. Instead, Keffels, what she does is that she deliberately uses herself to contact the outside world, posting bedsheets with her cat on it. And in addition to that, after that, she has been doxxed. I do believe that in the new hotel's bedsheets, she posted the food on there as if she is taunting her doxers. Why the would she ever do that? It's retarded. It's mental.
Not everybody is like a cybersecurity person. A lot of people genuinely don't understand how that works. Like, Occam's razor would say it was just a mistake.
Ah yes, Occam's razor. This is the new leftist buzz phrase that they will drag through the ground by the end of the year. Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity. Although the real joke here is that the quote is actually Hanlon's razor and not Occam's razor, you morons. Anyway, you would think that this would be the whole point of the story, right? Carly's either stupid or she's trolling. Either she's dumb or she's evil. Either it's malice or it's stupidity, right? If there's anything you've probably taken away from all of this, it's that Carly's kind of a mixed bag. Sure, she lashes out, but maybe she has a point sometimes.
I think a lot of the time people think a lot of things are binary when they aren't, right? It can be that you're trolling and also you genuinely feel a certain way, right? That can also be a thing. There have been plenty of times where I've been in situations where I genuinely feel a certain way, like I'll feel upset about something, but I am also trolling at the same time,
So let's just put aside Carly
Oh,
for now.
Malcolm, thank you for the raid. Very much appreciated. Welcome to the stream.
Because whether it's Carly or Amberlynn or Chantal or even DSP, the things I really can't understand is the daily obsessions with these people. I understand the desire to laugh and react at some of these antics, and that's fine, but do that and move on. The archiving and the daily exposed videos, I mean, it's borderline mental illness, whether you want to admit it or not. Going back to the Food Shops video, though, I think they're both right. I don't think Keffels is smart enough to think that her bed sheets would give away her location, but Food Shops has a point for once in her life. What kind of person would post on social media while they're getting stalked? The kind of person who's an attention-seeking loser. And what do you do with people who are attention-seeking? You stop giving them attention. Listen, I'm sorry this was such a long video. I wrote this script back in September of 2023, and for a lot of reasons, I just couldn't get this video out. It was just such a never-ending story and just kept getting added. I kept most of the original script and then I adjusted some things to be relevant for present day events. Also, thank you to the Kiwi Farms user that helped me fill in some of the gaps here. One of the other people who was trying to figure out what was going on around Carly was Jessica Messica, and I'm going to link her live stream that she did where she had an interview with Carly because it definitely lets you see her in a little bit more of a relaxed setting. It's just a good watch. Check it out. So I'd written this script back in September and I actually had reached out to a couple people and I was ready to put all of this together. Then this happened.
You could have gotten my family killed. A 13-year-old child, a 32-year-old woman, and a 36-year-old man. You could have gotten us all murdered by the police.
They're going They will be able to find out your blood type. They'll find out your social security number. They will find out every detail. They will find out about your neighbors. They will talk to your neighbors. They will go to your town hall and find out your birth records. And if the Kiwi Farms, which I've heard they've been
Oh
thinking
my
about you, they've been
God.
looking at you, they will find everything, Carly.
So yes, there will be a follow-up video. Just give me some time. I've got a detox after this. If you are new here, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button to let me know that you want to see more content like this. Thanks for watching.
So that was an excellent video essay by Worst of the Internet. Please go check that out. Please go press the like button and subscribe to his channel. It's an excellent channel. And again, I have to give him a lot of credit. My current Frogan video would not have been out as soon as it was if I did not have him really pushing me and encouraging me to get it done. It takes a village, as they say.